Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So this is awkward. Would have been nice to know that this event was coming a little bit ahead of time. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. Would have been very nice to know that that event was coming before, doing anything. That would have been nice. I would have been able to open for it. This is where those people who save have an advantage. Like this game is kind of turning me into a hoarder. What's up, Flip? How you doing? This game is gonna turn me into a hoarder because what's up, Spike? I said, oh no, you already sent me the message back. Actually, sorry, I'm all over the place. Yeah, I see this on the subreddit with apparently, thanks to our investigative reporter Spike. I got a lot of investigative reporters on here. Oh, there is a White Lantern design, a Black Adam design, Joker. Oh, and these are the character models. Okay, all right. Somebody got fired and decided to let a bunch of stuff go. What is this? There's the Riddler. I don't know what this machine is after the fact. There's a jet. What's up, Rillo? What? White Lantern, Harley Quinn logo, Joker skill logo, Billy Batson. This is kind of insane. What's up, Sledgehammer? This is kind of crazy. Thank you for the link, by the way, Spike. That's awesome. So Spike gave us. I don't know if I should make a video about this though. Spike gave us gave me the photo dump link on the subreddit that has a bunch of character designs and character models that these things haven't even been colored yet. No okay, they have shadows and lighting on it at least, but that could have been made that same day. So like this is not the images here. Some of them I could see as being like put into the game and then you get them in the background. Some of them are somebody worked there and was upset. I would love to see Kyle Rayner, even if there are too many Lantern characters already. He was my favorite as a kid. He also never gets enough attention. I like Kyle Rayner a lot because he was a comic book artist. He was the one, I think, when I was saying Jon Stewart, Jessica Cruz, and Kyle Rayner were the three Lanterns that I rock with. And you're right. They always put Hal. Kyle is better. Like, anyway, point being is that looks like you're gonna get your wrist. I mean, they've already got and I mean, it looks like it's gonna happen soon. It looks like it's gonna happen soon. But these other ones, these blank models that have no coloring, that is somebody who is upset at their boss and posted that. The other stuff, even the Riddler one, looks like it's a just finished character model. It isn't like posed or anything. It's just colored. This is just yeah. I feel like this is I'm stirring up drama. Of course, I'm stirring up drama. It's way more fun for me that some employee at DC Worlds Collide is like, the boss said something they couldn't go on holiday. Because this. Okay, so in one of the images, if you go to it, you'll see after the Black Adam image, there's this like Harley Quinn logo, check. Then you got this Joker kind of profile picture, which could be like just a profile picture to put in the game. All right, check. Let me put this up real quick. Then after that, you have these character models that have no color. They're not putting that in the game, right? So especially like 1, 2, there's 3 character models that don't have any coloring on them. They're at the stage now of animation where they've just finished the sketches, the drawings or whatever, and they're literally designing them in a 3D environment. What's the purpose of those bunkers? Extra little bitty rewards. Hey, what's up, by the way? Thanks for watching. Extra small rewards and stuff. Nothing like too Do them every day. I'm not saying don't do them, but it's just extra rewards and stuff. The main one you want to worry about is the Harley Quinn. Riddler isn't too surprising. He popped up in the no, but I mean even look at the Riddler. If you look at the Riddler, he's not posed. He is like this. He's like standing like straight out. This is what when they're like coloring them, shaping them, trying to figure out if do we want the tie to look this way? Should the tie have one question mark like it does, or should it have like several green question marks? Things like that. That's what they're figuring out. I'm speculating. But then so like that. So for example, Relo says a lot that he'll have something and it'll be from what's called data mining. So they put stuff in the game before they release it, right? So that way, when the event goes live, you're not updating then, and there's an issue, there's a problem, whatever. They're already putting it into the game. They're not putting. So that means that very good coders can go into the game and get the data. They can get like what's going on behind the scenes of the game. This model that is literally white except for shadows and light. They're not putting that in the game. There's no reason to put that in the game. It's not finished. Why would you put a finished product in the game? Why would you put an unfinished product in the game? I wonder what the deal is with Merlin. Why is he dressed so casual? Because it's probably just a start. It's probably not even finished. That's why I'm surprised by it. This seems like concept art and character model design. So, anyway. Okay, Raylo, you just saying my name. What's up? You trying to get the Destiny Child song going? Models are in the game files. So, no, but I mean like blank models, like the ones that have no color at all. Are those in the game files as well? Because I don't see why they would do that. That'd be a waste of space. That's terrible coding. Why are you putting blank models that have no coloring on them into the game? That makes no sense. Like, there's no reason for me to have Superman fully colored and shadowed up and everything else. And then another version of him that's just blank and white. That's crazy to me. That's just taking up space on your phone. This Black Adam one seems like it's basically done. Like he's already posed up. They already know what the look is going to be. With this other, the Billy Batson one, I mean, we don't know the color of his jacket. We don't know the color of his pants. You know what I mean? Like, it's, okay. I mean, we know, but we don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. Okay, if it's game files, cool. I like my theory more. It's more fun and more dramatic. But why would they put that in the game? I don't understand why they would put that in the game. The rendering. What's up, Jackson? I guess. But why, though? Because, Rella, I mean, you do, clearly you're a little bit in tune with this in terms of, like, how this works. Why would a gaming company, a developer, put in a rendering of a character model that's not complete into game files that you then have on your phone? Because it seems like it's just taking up space for no good reason. That makes no sense. From the other games I've seen, when they would, like, Marvel Strike Force, for example, when they would give you stuff to, like, look at and stuff that was introduced into the game, it was basically done. Like, it was basically, that's why it took them so long to do certain stuff. It was basically already, like, completed. You know what I mean? So it wasn't, I don't know. I guess I would just keep using those words. I don't know. I genuinely don't. I mean, it's clear that they're coming. We can put it that way. They're not going to go this far into the design if they weren't going to add them to the game soon. But right here, Billy Batson looks like he's a good 3 months away. Because it's a whip. I'm going to need that acronym to be explained. What's up, Powell? It is hot in my apartment, man. Damn. Oh, no, that's what I mean. No. We're in agreement about that. It's a work in progress. But if it's a work in progress, it shouldn't be in the game. It should be on their servers, their work servers, the servers that they're using to like actually develop stuff outside of the game. And then once it's ready, then you plop it in. And if there's updates and stuff like, oh, we decided to change the jacket from blue to red or whatever, then you can go amend that. Joker's only a partial render. No, I mean that just depends on their schedule. It doesn't mean so. For example, well, Aquaman's already in the game, but like if they decide that they want to release Aquaman on January, they may not start work on it till October, just so that you can't like start every character model now. It'd just be too much work, especially if they don't know how successful the game's going to be. They probably have the next 6 months to a year planned out in terms of what characters are coming out and when. With adjustments, they can make adjustments and stuff. No, 100%. The public are meant to dig into those files. So why are they on the phone? They know people can do this. This isn't. It's 2025. They know people are doing this. You know how many? I mean, I'm speaking to you rhetorically. I don't mean to be like condescending, but like there are whole channels set up for people who are just doing like this reveal of. Oh, that's why I know the term data mines. Even that comes from Marvel Strike Force, where they'd be like, oh, the data mines show because they're looking at the code when it gets introduced. So if it's a work in progress and the public aren't meant to have it, they would keep it on their secure server, work on it. And then when it gets to like completion, basically, then you import it into the game to be downloaded publicly. If you're doing it each time you do a character model, one, you're giving yourself way more work. Two, you're making the game like crowded and stuffy and more problematic to run. That's what I'm confused about. You would test on a beta server. So, and this is the Marvel Strike Force thing. Like, Marvel Strike Force has a server that's live for everybody. Then they have a test server, and that's where the envoys, the people who are content creators, could go and play the characters themselves. Like, I had to download a server. I had two versions of Marvel Strike Force on my phone. One was mine, and then the other was a test server where all of the characters were like seven red star. I think that's still what it is. Excuse me, sorry, my throat. I should get my water. I can't move much. Olympia's on me. And so you would go onto the test server, and you would play the characters at 7-star, and that's why you'll see a lot of game footage from those content creators come out earlier than they even have the character, because they're play testing. And that is part of their beta test, not their alpha test. They'd have an alpha test inside the place, inside their building with other developers to like get it to a good point. And then they use the envoys, not in a negative. I'm not trying to say like this is what they need to do to make sure it works. They have them on a server, and it's and I don't think I'm revealing anything crazy here. No, because the content creators say it, because I had to sign an NDA for some of this stuff. But this was 2 years ago. So then on the test server, the envoys get to go on and they get to play, and they have certain like limits of what they can say. So for example, if I was with DC Worlds Collide as an envoy, like I was with Marvel Strike Force, part of this chat, they're getting feedback from the content creators about what you guys are saying. So those community managers and stuff, they do take very seriously when you guys put stuff in the comment section. They're reading it. And they do distinguish between like the lunatics and the people who are like genuinely concerned, and they calculate the data, basically. So they know what you guys are saying a lot of the times. Anyway, so then you would have like, there's a new Spider-Man villain team coming out, right? And I know Dorky Dad's an envoy. So basically what they would say is like, something's coming. Cool. All right, we got the new Spider-Man villains team ready. We're telling you that this is the next one. You're not allowed to say anything about it until August 8th. So like you can speculate up until they say, oh, I heard this. There's a rumor. And then they have a meeting or they give an announcement in that Discord and say like, okay, this team's coming. You are allowed to say something on August 10th. They'll be in the play server on August 6th. You can go ahead and do your videos, make your content, so that way on the day that it's released on August 15th, your videos are first up, ready to go. Everybody can watch. So then on like the 10th, the 6th, they'll play with them, get their videos recorded. The 10, like from the 6th on, they're not allowed to say it. That's why you'll hear them say like, "Oh, this team coming, this team is coming," and then they'll outright just stop. I'm not allowed to say that. I can't. No, I know too much now. I can't say it. If I don't know, it's okay. But if I say it now, I'm in court because I signed an NDA. I'm not supposed to disclose this stuff. It's all part of like this is just like the background stuff. So I did, yes, Jackson, I did get the HBO Max link. I had to use a friend. I had to use a friend to like give me his login and get in. So anyway, so then they'll say like, all right, so now the characters are ready for you to beta test. And then through that process, when the other content creators, because they are super knowledgeable about the game, so they'll know when like the slightest thing goes wrong, more so than the developer sometimes. And they'll be like, oh, yo, so when, you know, they have the new Spider-Man, the Doc Ock Spider-Man, what's it called? Something Superior Spider-Man? Oh, yeah, there's a bug on his basic. When he does this, he does that. Okay, cool, thanks for letting us know that. There's this. Okay, thanks. Let's go ahead and work on these bugs. And then they release. And they put them into the actual, like, live server. But they're on that test server first. And before that, they're on, like, their in-house alpha testing test server. So that's why I'm like, the character model doesn't even make it to the game because there's so many servers in the middle of it. What's up, Napo? That they're not going to put it in there because, put it this way, the more stuff you put in that's not ready and that's not working, the more likely you're going to have a bunch of bugs that you're going to have to deal with later. The less you can put in, the better you are in terms of like figuring out what the problem is when you put Billy Batson in fully formed and now Mr. Terrific doesn't do his passive. You see what I'm saying? But if you've just dumped in 10 characters, 12 because they do like 3 at a time, 6 of them are complete and the other 6 aren't, who caused the problem when you put it on the live server? Maybe the ones that are incomplete, that's the first ones you would look at, but it might be the complete one that you did in the first round. But now you got to figure out all these different access points of what could have possibly gone wrong on the live server. It's okay to do that on the test server. It's fine. Do it on the live server and shut down the game for 3 days because you guys didn't see a bug coming because you introduced too many new elements. Now your game is dead. Because as bad as it sounds, a game not being playable like this for 3-4 days, people leave. They leave. That will murder a game. Anyway, so that's why I'm curious about like Billy Batson being in the game files. That is insane to me. How do you like DC Superman? I'm actually going to do a first look on him. I like him. I can't. Well, that was a long diatribe about. I'm sorry, guys. That was a long diatribe about like the what I know of. I'm sure there's a lot of gaps in there that people are like, "You're an idiot." That's not fully what happens. But yeah, Superman DCU. I can't give him a fair evaluation though right now. That's why I'm doing the first look anyway, even though he's at rank 7. Because some of the situations I'm putting him in, it's not fair to judge him based off that because these are more difficult situations. Like most legendaries aren't going to do well where I'm at if they're only rank 7. Oh, you're already on the 4th block on the way to crypto. Yeah, so you're gonna. I mean, you got 8 days to clear 4 blocks. You're to clear block 4. It's gonna be good for you. I'm jealous. Anyway, so I like him. I'm going to do a first look on him. I'm still running into an issue, and it might be me. I'm still running into an issue about running in with Mr. Terrific and not using a tank. I really need a tank. No need to apologize. It was an interesting look behind the curtain of how these games work. Oh, yeah, cool. I'm glad you appreciate it. I only have like the limited experience. And that was a thing, too. When I was an envoy with Marvel Strike Force, and I wasn't that active. Right, and then when I like fully stopped being active, I was removed from the program. With all due, like, deservedly so, because I wasn't doing any content. There is so much work they do in the background for these games. It's insane. It is insane. The planning, the meetings with just us, just the content creators. I don't even know how deep they get into it when it's them trying to develop this stuff. I always wanted to, and I mean, if I stayed with them and actually did content, I probably would have had a chance to go in one of those meeting rooms when they're first trying to decide, like, you know, we need a new character 9 months from now, 6 months from now. So who's it going to be? And I want to know, because it's also, if you work, of course, not everybody that works at Subway loves sandwiches. But if you're working in DC Worlds Collide, I'm assuming, especially since it's like a video game, that's like a dream job in a sense for 90% of the people working there, and their idea of like I can make it from here to like the next Arkham series. You know what I mean? Like this is probably a dream job because they're comic book nerds too. And can you imagine if you were in the room and you're fighting for your favorite character to be added, and then there's another dude who's fighting for the other favorite character to be added? I know you have to be professional in a work environment, but I'm sure those meetings get very intense of where they're like, okay, so we're going to, like, the manager walks in. All right, so guys, we're going to go ahead and add the Mad Hatter to the game. And there's this woman in the corner, she's like, sorry, sir. We still don't have the Joker in the game. Yes, that's true, but I feel like the Mad Hatter is what's going to relate more to those, you know, deep cut Batman fans. They'll really appreciate the Mad Hatter being added. Sir, we cannot not have the Joker in the game. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to see those meetings. I would love to like be there to be like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna sit back with popcorn and just be like, she right though. Like there has to be like, and not full on fights, but probably pretty close. Somebody going home, talking to their husband, talking to their wife, like, I can't believe this the Mad Hatter over the Joker. You know what I mean? The stuff that we get mad about at work, they're doing it over, you know. That would be, I don't know. I think that would be fun to watch. No, him at just rank 8 with Mr. T is good. He's on my main DC Superman. Jess, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg. Yeah, Olympias. I'm talking too much? You want to say hi to the people? Am I talking too much? This is her telling me not to talk so loud. Is this a problem? Is this a problem? You think I'm not a Batman fan? Even the dog has bad ears. Sup? You talking too much? Is that it? We're too loud? Okay. Yeah. I think I know what it is. I think she wants something to eat. Anyway, Mad Hatter is an Adderall. Oh boy. Okay. So this block event, I am slightly upset, but it's my fault because of the style and how I play. I have a dog. She is a rat terrier chihuahua mix. It's with my ex and I got the dog together. And since we broke up, I'll grab her every once in a while. I'll get my daughter today. And so I was like, let me go ahead and grab Olympia for the weekend. And it's usually, we ended on good terms. I guess that could be said. And so it's kind of, my friend Alessia is like, are you still co-parenting a dog? And I was like, yeah. And? So yeah, that is why when I was even telling my ex yesterday, I was like, she does not like superhero movies. She's not into them like that. She likes the story more than she likes the fighting. So she prefers Batman Begins to The Dark Knight, if that makes sense. Although The Dark Knight might be an exception. But like the story, anytime it's an origin story, Captain America, she loved Captain America, but because the first movie was so like good in telling the story of his origin, she loved the first Spider-Man movie first. She loves Spider-Man Homecoming because it was the story of how he got there. When it gets to the action and the fighting stuff, she doesn't care. She loves Civil War because Civil War was all politics, right? So she loved politics. Yeah. So she wanted to hear the discussion and then would be like, okay, cool, about having to register as a mutant superpower or whatever. That got her so interested. And then once they started fighting, she was like, let me know when the fighting's done and when they start talking about the stuff again. And I was like, literally, she said that while we were watching the movie. And I was like, what? Oh, okay. I promise you, and I told her this yesterday, I was not happy with how Superman reacted to Crypto. This is not a big spoiler. And she was like, her reaction was like, he should just kill them all. And that was the only time that she was going to be invested in that kind of a movie, was in that moment. I'm going to stop because I feel like I'm going to give away a spoiler. But like, that was the only time she was invested. And I was like, I think you would like the movie, but then I think at the same time you'd be really mad. Because if you were Superman, you'd just be like, this is what I would do. I'm going to rip off arms in this room because somebody knows. And eventually one of y'all is going to start talking. I'm not flipping over a damn desk and screaming. No. I'm a god, dog. I'm a dog. I'm a god, man. We're gonna figure this out real quick. So I'm upset about this event, partially because it shows my poor resource management. Although I will say I shouldn't say it now. I'm gonna say it in a minute. No, okay, I shouldn't have said it. I am getting a fair amount of like elites, and yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I should get a fair amount of elites, or I have done so far. Have done. I've been around too many British people. So from what I understand, I wasn't convinced about Blue Beetle either. And I made a video about like my way too early tier list is what I called it. I should probably do another tier list. And someone on the comment section respectfully was like, "You're insane. Blue Beetle's really good. So you should be going for him because he's really good with the block team." What I'm going to do for this, I'm like, that's why I put the event up. I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna read through his kit and then take it from the perspective I have now, like a month and a half later, of being like into the game and knowing it a bit better, and see if it's worth it or not. And then I'm gonna do a first look at Superman DCU and kind of run through his kit in a guide. There he is. Before I take him rank 8, which will probably be a little while from now. Not actually that far away. Not actually that far away. And then that raises the question, because I was also just took Superman rank 9. I think I'm still like 60 away for Wonder Woman. If I get 20 more 8th medals, which will happen here, I can take Superman DCU to rank 8. But then by that point, I might be able to take Wonder Woman to rank 9. Sup, Enzo? So that's the question I have next. So actually, I mean, everything seems to be working okay. So I'll try to do the Blue Beetle event thing now. Let me see if this... Yeah, there's a difference there. Don't know if I like the difference or not. Yeah, we'll leave that on. Okay, cool. What else? There was something else. Oh, and I desperately need to beat Evil Falls one more time. So I can get the helmets to replace on, I want to say, who was it going to replace it on? Basically anybody. Deathstroke could get it. Superman could as well. And then for this piece, this is the problem. Like, yeah, Soups could get it. The problem I have with this piece is that sometimes it comes up HP. Superman actually would keep this one. It comes up with HP, and I'm worried about it. What's up, Theo? This event's slick trash. The game event is giving Marvel Strike Force vibes I used to play years ago, where the first time the event comes out, it's for the whales. Oh, no. 100% it's a whale event. This is Whale Appreciation Day for them. And when it comes back around for the free-to-play, this is 100% a whale event, especially seeing as how what they did before was give us a bunch. We had featured epics of Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific. Raven was a little bit of a break, and then we go right back into, not only do you need to fuse them, you need to fuse 60. So that means over the 40 that you would get for a dupe. So that means I got to pull each of these twice if I don't have like the selector already, which I don't anymore. So the event is not at all free-to-play friendly. Not even a little bit. So, yeah. Unless you were one of those free-to-play players who like just hoarded all of your encrypted tokens and have like 300 of them now. This is not a free-to-play event. This is Whale Appreciation Day. Which, okay. Like, I already know in my head, like, I'm going to go at it. But honestly, I care more about the fact, and this is actually a plus for me, I care more about the fact that in this event, you can only get these 4 epics, and I need Bloodsport to take him up rank 8 anyway. Oh no, no, it should be 40 if they were trying to be slightly more free to play friendly. Because even pulling those 4 epics in the course of a week is no guarantee. Like, there's still no guarantee of that, but it would be easier for the free to play players. They made it 60 with intent. 8 days to pull these characters 8 times. Ain't happening. If you're free to play. That's what I'm saying. Pulling them twice just for Blue Beetle, shake him out. That when you put it like that, yeah, and no announcement. This is the thing. The thing that bugs me is the no announcement thing. They need to start like a calendar or something and letting us know that these things are coming at least a week in advance. That is more my issue. If you're doing it for whales and stuff, fine. You could keep the same event the way it is, and this is for people who reach into their wallets. Cool. Let me know this a week ago. So I have a chance at least to save up a little bit and be like, okay, or make a decision of whether I want to do it or not. So yeah, this is a thumbs down when it comes to being friendly towards free-to-play players. I'm not a fan of it from that perspective. I'm not a fan of it in several ways. I do want Blue Beetle though, but I'm not about to break my neck and do all these hundreds of things to try to get him and spend a bunch of money. I'm not doing that. Not doing that at all. Okay, so basically, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and rant on it. Let's go ahead. Well, not rant. I'm not gonna rant. Saving for Peacemaker and for yeah. Well, the Peacemaker saving wouldn't interfere with the Blue Beetle pulls. It would be the friends. And the other part of that is I don't know what those friends bring to the table. Sup, April? I don't know what those other friends bring to the table. So I don't know if they're worth saving for. However, they will be the new epic. So probably they would be worth saving for. Yeah. It is lame. I can't defend it. I can't do Mr. Good vibes on it. It sucks. That's it. It sucks. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about how this event sucks. Yeah, that's what we're just about to talk about now. You're just in time for the recording. Welcome. Actually, you know what? Let me make my coffee real quick, and then we will get to it. So I'll run a quickie thing here. But I don't, put it this way. I'm going to half-ass try to pull for him. Like, I'm not, if I don't get it, I'm not stressed. Because I'm not expecting to. It's not designed for me to get him. So I'm not really bugging out over it. All right, be back in a sec. Sup, Jason? Sup, Narwhal? Uh-oh, Olympia. She still wants attention. You act like I don't spoil you anyway. Are you hungry? That's what that is. You're not hungry. You ate breakfast. You just want food because you're a piggy. What's that? Piggy. Go. She needs just a full enough belly so she can nap for the next 2 hours. That's all she does is nap and beg for food. I was able to fuse him because I just so happened to have a horde of all those frags. I might. And that was the other thing I was mad about too. I just took Nightwing rank 9. If I'd known this event was I took him rank 9 like 3 days ago. If I'd known this event was coming, I wouldn't have taken him rank 9. And that's still not, and that's not big. Okay, let me go ahead and do this video. Let me go ahead and do this video because we're going to talk, like, some of the stuff I want to say should be recorded. So I can put this video out today. Wait, is this guy was 1 million over me. Did I beat this? Word. I thought I was going to lose that for sure, right? Wasn't he higher ranked than me? Yeah, 240. How did my team, what? Oh, Grod, okay. Hold on, we got to check these stats. So, 2-1. He does have a higher attack power. Why was Nightwing doing so much damage like he's a monster? What the hell? Soups? He was out hitting Soups? They're both rank 9. Okay. Ocean Master's just a mod. I love Ocean Master. Ocean Master might be the... He's in my top 5 of characters in the game, I think. Of course, Mr. Terrific shines because he's a monster. And that beat their Mr. Terrific. Guy Gardner with DCU. How? And we won that? Okay. I mean, this loss. All right, that makes it. This is my weakest team up there. Wow. Okay. All right. That's why I count. And that's exact. See, Jordan, that's exactly what you're about to hear me say in this video. The real problem is not. And what's up, buddy? The real problem is not the event. That's not the real problem. Olympia, will you chill out? Will you chill out? You want to come up? You coming up? I'm not going to stop talking because you're here. I'm not going to stop talking because you're here. Okay? All right. Hey, chill out. Okay, so all right. Don't act innocent. All right. I'm annoyed as well. Took Nightwing to rank 8 before the event. Yeah, exactly. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Everybody's saying the same thing. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Gotta head out to dinner. Wanted to stop by. Okay, man. What's up? Holla at you later. Oh, by the way, Jordan's album, his EP. Wait, before you go, do I call it an album or EP? Because I've just been calling it your project because I don't know which one to call it. I think it's an EP, but I'm not sure. Also, tell your folks at dinner just to follow me on YouTube. All right, here we go. So, it's an EP. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, cool. So now I know. So, get Jordan's EP. And I call you Room 504, but I don't know if that's right. Forgive me, I'm old. I call you Room 504. I don't know if I should call you that, but I assume the X's or O's given the Creole roots. Took both Nightwing and Ocean Master later, and Ocean Master to rank 10. See, although, if I had the choice of taking Ocean Master rank 10, okay, good. Okay, I've been calling it right. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate you, Jordan. I'll talk to you later. Have fun at dinner. And Goethe, as they would say in Switzerland. Okay, cool. Yeah, but that probably has something to do with the melanin. Anyway, good morning, Lefty. We're gonna go ahead and get into this so I can argue. Not argue, so I can. She is snoring. You just laid down. Okay. All right. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get this video going. Okay, coming in 3, 2. Usually I have like some kind of clever, funny intro for these events. I don't have anything funny or clever to say about the video. This event is a middle finger to the free-to-play community. It sucks, and it probably not for the reason you think. Let's get to the video. Okay. So, and 3, 2. Hi guys, I'm Gravy here, and this is a DC Roast Collab video. In this video, I'm going to try to keep it good vibes for the most part, but I'm going to go ahead and say that this event is basically a middle finger to the free-to-play community. Why is that? Well, I'm glad you asked. First of all, given the fact that we have to have 60 frags for each of these characters, that means that we have to pull them twice. Because if you already have the characters, which I do have all of these characters, you would need to get dupe. When you get dupes, you get 40 of the frags, which means that at 60, I need to get them twice. I have 8 days to accomplish this goal. Let's say, I think it was 9, 8, 9, one of them days. Not enough days. Prior to this, we had several other events for epics where we were using our encrypted tokens. That's fine. And I will cop to this. I do not do the best in terms of resource management. However, the reason why this is a middle finger to the free-to-play community is not because this event is here. This is a whales appreciation event, which is cool. They need to offer whales, people who spend a lot of money in this game, different incentives to give them an advantage so they keep putting money into the game. So that way they do that so the game stays alive. That's cool. I know a lot of you are like, well, what about the smaller communities free-to-play? You guys don't make the money. And that's a business thing. I'm not going to begrudge them that part, not that part of it. Having this event that is designed for those people who reach into their wallets is cool with me. The problem isn't the event itself. The problem is there's no announcement or planning for this stuff. We get this event set up for us, and then we get the announcement the day after that it's a limited time event until August 23rd, blah, 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 blah. Why don't we get this announcement a week before? So that way, even if you are free to play, you can make a decision about how you're going to use your tokens so you can decide whether or not you want to try to pull for him. Now, cry for me, Argentina. The problem that I have is that I literally just took Nightwing to rank 9 3 days ago. I'm not saying I would have pulled for Beetle. I'm not saying that at all. Maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't, and I'll read his kit or whatever. That's fine. Maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't have. Maybe I'd have been fine with just not having him. However, I would have liked to have made that decision on my own. I would have liked to have known a week ahead of time, because maybe you let me know a week ahead of time, and the day before that 1 week release, I did that to Nightwing. I took him rank 9. Okay, that's on me. The planning. That's fine. I get it. It sucks still, but not as much as the event being live and us not knowing about it. And us, going about the game, using our resources in ways to try to push forward. And then it's like, oh, there's this legendary that you can get if you fuse them. Okay, cool. That's great. Fantastic. How long do we have to fuse them? 8 days. Okay, that's stressful. But, okay, I guess that's possible. I've saved up some tokens. I haven't. I've saved up some diamonds and some tokens. I guess I can have a chance. Oh, no, but you got to pull each of them twice. Can I get a little bit of notice? Just can we get a calendar? Can we get an announcement? That announcement that was there. If you release this 1 week before the event actually happens, am I crazy here? Am I losing my mind? I am, and I've been asked, and I was going to say it now. I don't care about this event. It's not because of Blue Beetle himself. It is because the way that they've set it up, and I'm a person who spends money on this game, and probably too much, at least this month. I'm not spending money on this No, I'm not going to. The way that you did this, the way you planned it up, you did not give me enough warning time. You did not give me enough chances to save up my resources and be like, okay, I'm planning for this. Or I'm not going to. I'm just going to skip them altogether. I never got to make a decision. You just plopped this in here with no warning and said, like, do it. I can't. Most of the free-to-play community won't be able to, because there are hoarders who will be able to just go ahead and pop out. Told you guys, should have saved all your encrypted tokens. Yeah, well, we wanted to play the game. Okay, cool. Okay, well, I'll be able to get it. Yeah, fantastic. You're one of those 10% of hoarders who will actually have enough tokens to be able to pull all this stuff and maybe get it done. Okay, cool. The rest of us who are just playing the game in a different way, I'm giving this event a middle finger since it's a middle finger to me. Why would I bother? The plus side about this event, the plus side about this event to me is I'm going to be pulling under this banner a lot. You know why? Because here I can get one of these three. I want to take Ocean Master rank 9 so bad. He is one of the best characters in the game. I love using him. And I want to take Bloodsport rank 8. So when I pull them, I won't even use them to fuse Beetle. I will use them to progress my characters. Knowing my luck and how this game has worked for this event, I'll probably pull Vixen 7 times. But my plan is now, I'm just going to stack up frags for these 3 dudes and be happy with it. Hopefully I pull each of them one time. But that's it. I'm not going to reach into my wallet for an event that wasn't even announced ahead of time. And that is more likely than not going to screw me. Not having it. Now we'll go into Beetle's kit. I wanted to read into it anyway, just because the first time I read it, I was very, very down on it. But then someone spoke to me, or not spoke to me, they put in my comment section very respectively, but was kind of like, come on, guy, you don't even know. He is actually good. So I'm going to read his kit real quick. But this is putting a bad taste in my mouth. The whole thing is putting a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like it. Anyway, so he's a counterattack, block, crit. You can even hear me, like, I don't even give a damn. Like, it's such a... Okay. All right. Counter, crit. Cool. So on his first, attacks enemies with the highest crit rate, dealing superpower damage equal to 100% of attack, gain 1 stack of firm stand for 1 turn. Then the next level is, and firm stand I think is an increase in defense. If the target has frantic, 1 stack is removed. Damage increases to 120. This immediately makes me think of Wonder Woman and that Zatanna puts out those frantics as well. If he gets his basic off before them, I don't know how fast he is, but that immediately makes me think of a basic that's designed to go against Wonder Woman. Add 1 stack of weaken for 2 turns and hits a target twice, dealing superpower damage equal to 100% of attack. Now, don't get fooled by the superpower damage and thinking that because I just thought this, and thinking that, oh, great, he will run well with Mr. Terrific. He's a tank. So it immediately takes away Mr. Terrific's team synergy. Stacks 2 weaken increases to 2. Stacks of weaken increases to 2. If the enemy target has frantic, 1 stack is converted to exhaustion. I don't even know what exhaustion is, and I can't look it up. Each time Blue Beetle is hit by a critical attack, increases damage reduction of the back row allies by 2.5% up to a max of 20%. Now, I'm under the assumption that it says back row allies, that if you put him on the back row, this does not apply to him. So you want him running up front anyway because he's a tank, but then in the back, there is no advantage for him because it's for his allies, not for himself. When hit with a critical attack, Blue Beetle increases his block rate to 2.5% up to a maximum of 20%. So he's increasing his block. This is what they meant by if I could build a block team, he would be good on the block team, or partially. Blue Beetle gains 20% crit damage reduction on the level 3. Okay, cool. Next, during battle, every 1% block that Beetle has grants 0.5% crit damage reduction to all back row allies and himself up to 30%. So we can get him up to another 30% block. 30% crit damage reduction. If I get him up to 60% block, that'd be nice. The problem I'm having is very, and this is what I had before, it's very, very centered around like protecting against crit damage. And I guess as you get higher up in the game, it's going to be more crit damage. You have the frantics and everything else. And so if they're not critting, I guess they're not hitting as hard, especially if he's putting weaken out. But he's only putting weaken out on 1 enemy. Okay. And then the ultimate. Adds 1 stack of shelter to back row allies for 2 turns. Does 150% superpower damage to an enemy row. Stacks of shelter increases to 2. Damage increases to 200%. This is pretty good. Okay, so if I had to say, I think he's a pretty good legendary. He seems very specific, and I feel as though the higher up you get, the more that people can get reliable crit rates and more like going from 20% crit rate to a 60% crit rate, for example. I don't even know if that's possible, but probably through gear and substats you could. He would be more and more useful. I didn't want to say Wonder Woman specifically, especially with her lasso. She has a crit rate of 100% on her first attack. If you're running her with Zatanna, anybody with Zatanna, DCU, Superman, Deathstroke, when she puts out the frantics, they're going to crit. So he is basically stopping that or reducing the damage from those crit attacks. So I get it, and I can see where he would be good. I can see where I want him. I would want him on my team, on my block team, even just to see how it goes. I can tell you what I'm not about to do, though. I'm not about to reach into my pocket for this BS. I'm good. And I don't like complaining. I don't like doing these videos. I don't feel good about doing these videos, but it's the truth. Like, this is just a middle finger to the players. It really is. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video because it's not even, like, fun. It's not fun. It really isn't. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. And I'm not going to, how do I put it? I understand this is a mobile game, not a woe for me moment or anybody really. Just don't get them. But it's obnoxious. It's annoying. Give us a calendar. Put out the announcement a week ahead of time. Hell, even a couple days ahead of time. 4 days? Don't just plop the event down and then make the announcement after the fact. And then think, okay, well, time for me to reach into my pocket. Some people will do it because they get excited. They don't care. Not for me. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Yeah, that didn't even feel good. I don't like doing those kind of videos. Sup, Mike? I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Yeah, thanks. Mike is always there. Mike is always trying to get my levels up. Appreciate you, man. Oh, I don't think you weren't here, and you're actually here at a time where I'm not about to run away. So I'm gonna set up the Black Adam watch along with everybody in the chat. The Patreon will be done, I'm hoping today. When I get off the stream, I'll do a little bit more on it. And as I had mentioned to people before, the Patreon, when you sign up for it, there will be like content behind a paywall and content that isn't. The Black Adam watch along will not be behind a paywall. And in fact, it'll be like a half split. But I just wanted to have a separate area where you guys could get the extra content that I would put out without crowding this channel with for stuff that people don't, care about. Did you read the news in the site? I did not. We were too busy going over the character models for, we see Black Adam is getting added to the game. Kyle Rayner is getting added to the game. Harley Quinn logo. So I guess they're giving her another Harley Quinn. Billy Batson character models. I don't know who that is. I think that's a Joker character model. That's a Brainiac. That's Brainiac. That's a Brainiac frame. Did somebody say that already? There's a Brainiac frame in here. There's a Riddler character model that's nearing completion. There's some vehicles that I don't know what those are. Yeah. I have not seen. Let me check the website. Let's go up here real quick. We do this. This is where I can get my elite farming done. By the way, the best place to farm for any resources, Elite Arena, in case you didn't know. Elite Arena is absolutely the best place. Oh my God, he's going to murder me. Okay. Let me check this website real quick to see what is up. Big old middle finger to free to play. And the Dolphins, the people who don't spend that much money. Because if we all have a budget of what we're going to do with our money, we use the knowledge that we have to say what we're going to spend our money on. Transmission from the Watchtower, August Dev update. Hold up. Mission briefing, what's on the radar? We work 2 whole years in advance, new characters, reinforcement, blah, blah, blah. We're in the midst of closing out the Justice game, blah, blah. Also watching the meta closely. Our rebalance changes are coming in our next Brother Eye recalibration. I will say that you can expect changes to Mara, Bizarro, Vixen, the Creature Commandos, and others. And others is the part that worries me. And others is the part that worries me. You are not going to nerf Vixen, Mara, or Bizarro. The creature commandos I don't like and don't even use. The Bride is from what I've heard, is a mediocre legendary. I'm not messing with Weasel, and Dr. Phosphorus nobody talks about. The and others is the problem. We plan for Brother Eye to be an opening place for us to make big swings to bring characters to life and shake up the gameplay. If you're constantly changing their kits, I'm done with this game. Like, no. If you're going to give another nerf to characters that are really good, because it makes it sound like, okay, so there's some characters that are too good, we're going to say the characters that are bad, and the others will be us nerfing Mr. Terrific. Plastic Man would be, I was never a big Plastic Man fan. Bro, I'm saving my Rainbow Crystals 30 for the next Legendary and 8,000 of the green ones. Oh, I hear you. I am waiting. What's up, Passing Wind? I am waiting for them to bring the most elite characters in the DC universe to the game. Plastic Man, boo. My Dr. Phosphorus will become even bigger. Is he good? I can speak on him. Is Dr. Phosphorus any good? Because I haven't heard anybody even talk about him. Not really. I've heard people say Weasel is amazing, and I've heard people say that the Bride is mediocre. Somebody, I want to say I don't know if they're in the chat right now. I can't remember who it is. Wait, was it Jordan? No, it wasn't Jordan. Was it Flip? Somebody has pulled the Bride like 3 times as a legendary. Somebody's pulled it 3 times, and so I was wondering. I can't remember who that was though. Yeah. What is the and others? Yeah, I'm not going to do a video on this though. Oh wait, so they're finally going to we're currently committed to releasing characters in the thematic seasons, just like Justice League and the various blah blah blah. Killer Frost and Firestorm have been on the minds of many players, and we haven't forgotten about them. While these two were part of the game in prior releases, they have found a new home in some upcoming seasons we have in store. When they do come out, we hope they will unlock new avenues of team blah blah blah. That means that Killer Frost and Firestorm are on freeze for the moment while they wait for their seasons. Oh, so they're just telling us, okay, yeah, but I mean, yeah, okay, we do care. No, okay, I'm saying we do care. We do care. But definitely wasn't. Oh, it might have been April. It might have been April. Sorry, Flip. It might have been April. Can get seriously dark and is capable of killing anybody in the universe. I mean, anybody in the universe. I don't know about all that. No, Shazam isn't in the game file Sledgehammer. From what we've seen, it's just been Black Adam, which I mean, it kind of, it was kind of, you can kind of assume. Oh wait, no. Billy Batson was in the files. Billy Batson was, which means that, and you can say this too. They probably don't have all the stuff in there, in those game files, or they may not have discovered everything. Billy Batson was in there, so if Billy Batson's in there, that means Shazam is coming. I think I'm the only person who invests into Dr. Phosphorus. I have him at rank 8, and he's a monster, but he needs a team to shine, like Burn teammates and Terrific. Okay, so. They even put him in the league store, like so that you can hurry up and pull him. I'm wondering what the rebalance is for the creature commandos then, because everyone who has Weasel says he's good. I just don't want it. It's posted on the Spike. It's posted on the DC Worlds Collide website, under news. Nobody's complained about Weasel. Nobody's complained about Dr. Phosphorus so far. You said that he's really good at rank 8. But I guess you're the only one who did invest in him. I think a lot of people are like me, where they're like, you want me to sacrifice HP? I'm not dealing with this character. I think that's what a lot of people are like. And others who do it and see the power are like, no, they're really good. They're really good. They're really good. And we're like, nah. Why would I do that when I have other characters I can use that don't hurt my team? That might be it. I don't know. I do love the comics. Do a search on Plastic Man versus Superman. Okay, I just never been a fan of. Let me get my list out. I got a whole list of stuff that I need to read. I'm gonna try to start my Superman DCU first look in a minute. I would use him if I had him. I don't know. I need to read his kit. I don't know that I would care. All right. Oh, those are all the animes. Superman v Plastic Man. Sure. Let's see. I guess that's a Styles make fight kind of situation. Okay, so well, Commandos were updated after release, so better than they initially were. Yeah, so if they are, oh no, there was an update. I remember that. And I just didn't care because I didn't have, you know what I mean? I didn't care because I didn't have them, and I was more focused on like the nerf to, well, Lex, Zatanna, Kid Flash. I forgot that they were in there. So then what are they doing? What? So they're rebalancing them again? You guys really want us to give a damn about these characters? Expect changes to Mara, Bizarro, the Creature Commandos, and others. I mean, let's try to keep positive vibes. Let's keep positive vibes. Maybe the and others is actually like Catwoman and Batgirl and stuff like that. Maybe they're going to turn Harley Quinn into an epic? I don't know. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know. I do not know. All I know is if you already given them a buff before and you gave Constantine and all those others a nerf, what the hell are you going to do now? No one will invest because you can't rank them up and need to waste frags you need for legendaries. Yeah, but you would if it was like, so for example, if you're talking about Dr. Phosphorus and Weasel, it's that same issue with any epic if you feel like they're worth it. If you're talking about the rares, nobody's touching the rares. Nobody gives a damn about the rares. Nobody cares about the elites. They want people to build all tunes and scarce of mats. Well, yeah, true. But that just means that the economy is stimulated. The in-game economy is stimulated. So yeah, they definitely want that to happen. They don't want to, put it this way, you don't want to design like 100 characters and people are only using 25 of them consistently. Because right now, even out of all of my epics, I use a handful. These top 5, I don't use Lex anymore. Sinestro, Deathstroke, I'm trying to use DCU. Raven, Starfire at moments. I don't use Batman that much. I don't use Red Hood that much. Don't use Green Arrow. Zatanna I do use. Don't use them. For fun, I'll use Bane sometimes. Ocean Master I use all the time. Jessica Cruz sometimes. Pandora I will eventually. Nope. Hopefully, but probably not. Nope. So yeah, how many do I use? Like 10 to 12? And I'm assuming that most people would say like they use their Wonder Woman, Kid Flash, Mr. Terrific, Nightwing, the more popular characters, Deathstroke, Sinestro if they had them, DCU, yep, Raven probably, Starfire not so much. I use her I can see a lot of people not. Red Hood falls off, so maybe Green Arrow in the beginning, Zatanna definitely, and that's about it. And then Ocean Master. So that's like less than 10 characters that most people would think are really, really, really worth investing in. I don't know. For Elite Arena, am I right in thinking there's nothing to do but press the button and then it does everything else? You don't have any input. You can do the ultimates. You can turn off the ultimates from auto and do that, just like with regular arena. Yeah, I don't see where they want. I don't see where the Creature Commandos are the thing that you should be worried about right now. I really don't see where that's it. Are they coming out with a new season of Creature Commandos? Is that new season coming out anytime soon? Maybe that's it. Like, I don't know. They're already starting to worry me. The game's a month and a half old. Let's go back up here. Do I have any of these? No. So then why are you telling me I have to? Oh, this thing. Oh, I could even actually pull for Bloodsport up here and then change this to something else. Okay. This is an annoying day in DC Worlds Collide. Oh my God, this is obnoxious. I do not like it. I do not like any of this. I do like this, but not for the Blue Beetle event. Only because it's specifically good for me. Creature Commandos. Who gives a damn? Like, you want this? You want the sacrifice mechanic? It's like Mean Girls, where you remember, I can't remember the girl's name, but they shout at, "Quit trying to make fetch a thing. Quit trying to make sacrifice a thing. Quit trying to make Creature Commandos a thing." You put them in. You already gave them a rework before global release. It's a month and a half later. Nobody gives a damn about those characters, and now you're trying to rebalance them again to make them more appealing. Quit trying to make them a thing. Some people like to sacrifice the HP of their teammates. Most people don't, I would assume. Oh, annoying. All right, anyway. All right, here we go. Let's try to do Superman DCU. Let me do something happy, something that's not infuriating. Uh-oh, my moving chest. Okay. Oh, so annoying. It's so annoying. Yeah, and actually that's kind of a cool thing, just random. They usually have the team synergy on the epic, not the legendary, which I do appreciate. Trying to think of something nice. Oh my god, that just, do I need to make a video on that? Do I need to? Let's go. Let's just get it all out. Woo, mother and saw. Let's get it all out. Lamborghini doors open up like it's therapy. Let's go. That was one of the best verses on that album, and that album was amazing. Yeah, make the sacrifice team shine, but it's one of those, like, at least for me, I read that HP sacrifice thing, and then it is no. It's no. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm a content creator who has a bunch of like input from people who are saying it's good, it's good, it's good. And I am very adamant about, like, I'm not doing that. And if I was not doing content creation and it was just up to me to decide what characters I was going to invest in, you know what I mean? Like, just say, like, I'm going to invest in this character, that character, whatever. You'll be hard pressed to get me to do it. You'll be hard pressed to get me to. I'm adjusting right now my screens and stuff, so forgive. I'm getting everything ready so I can actually do a video on this. Hopefully this works well enough. Is it? It's a little bit cut off. Let's move it. Slightly. Stupid. So stupid. Okay. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just a reaction video that's going to end up with me looking like an idiot. That's fine by me. I'll admit to not knowing everything. I'm okay with that. Okay. So. All right. Oh, and they even have it uneven. Oh, come on, guys. All right, so this text is incredibly small. But it does stay this. Okay, cool. We can do it like this. Okay, so. Isn't this riveting streaming? Watching me adjust a screen. What? You guys are captivated. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. And 3, 2. All right. I know I just said in the previous video that I don't like complaining about games. So I'm going to try to take these announcements that they've put out with a positive spin. I'm going to try to be positive. I'm trying to be good vibes about it. I'm going to release 2 videos in the same day where I'm going to lament some of the things that they're doing in the game. But I'm going to try to stay positive. Woosah. Let's get to the video. All right. So. I also think it's dumb that they put out the news on the website and not in the game. What is this early? Dude, that's my biggest gripe with Marvel Strike Force. Why you keep having me going to your website? Nobody cares about no damn website anymore. I play with, and I am the generation who would be the one that would like it. And I'm like, dog, you keep making me go on this. I play with Dr. Phosphorus and Constantine. The team dominates arena stages. Sacrifice isn't bad. It offers. No, Lefty. I'm not saying it's bad, okay? I'm saying, like, okay. You know I don't want to do Sacrifice, right? And so I'm doing this content creation, and I am talking about the game, and through people like you who've been like, no, it's actually a good team. It's actually a good team. I'm like, all right, I'm willing to like think about it and look at it close. I'm not doing it, not my style of play, but I see your point. As much as I make the gripes about Constantine stuff, that's more a bit than anything else. I just love, and the Weasel thing, I just love like poking that needle. And I think the people who reply to me in this kind of way know that I'm just being tongue in cheek with this like 90% of the time, right? If I were a player playing this game and I did not have people like you coming in and being like, oh no, he's actually really good, and I'm more conservative with my gameplay, any character that says you're going to take away my health, I'm not using. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean, is that it's not that, you know, you're wrong. Oh, Odin. Somebody else said that yesterday too. Congratulations. Odin is awesome. He is going to help you wreck stuff. You get through so many things. Arena, though, he's like kind of falling out of the meta because of the Fantastic Four. Well, no, he's still there, but he's not as dominant as he used to be. Anyway, same thing with Cosmic Crucible. Anyway, so like if I'm just playing by myself and I don't have people like you telling me he's good, or content creators like me being like, okay, yeah, they're good, but I don't see too many videos on them being like, oh, they're amazing. Especially with new characters coming out, I'm not going to invest in them. I'm not. You know, like if I were not streaming, if I were not making content, I wouldn't. And it's not that you're wrong. It's just that on first read, without any research or maybe a little bit of research, nah. Why would I invest in Weasel, who's going to take some of my health, when I could invest in Kid Flash, who gives me health? You know what I mean? So, oh no, I know you're not trying to say. No, you're not. No. I know you're not trying to persuade me. So it's one of those, like, I think that they have a flawed approach, and I don't even know what the approach would be. I don't even know what the approach would be to get this done right. Anyway, okay, sorry. We're supposed to be recording. I am recording. All right, so let's go ahead and go before the recording takes up too much space and then the stream starts to go funky. All right, so here we go. Coming back in 3, 2. Hi guys, I'm Gravy here, and this is a DC Roast Collide video. In this video, I just spent like the last 2 minutes talking with homie Lefty about like why the Sacrifice team may be a problem for players to wrap their arms around. It was a friendly, nice discussion. Good vibes. We're all cool over here. No yelling yet. No screaming yet. Might come soon enough though. Anyway, so I'm gonna go through this transmission now. I am worried because there are some things that were said. I've skimmed it, and I'm hoping that because I skimmed it, I've missed some stuff. But from what they're saying, it's not that it automatically says something bad is happening. It has me worried. Because the last time they decided to do rebalancing, they like basically really, really nerfed a lot of characters that I liked and was using. So here we go. From the Watchtower. This is a transmission from the Watchtower, August dev update. So here we go. Hello, heroes. You don't know me. I might be a villain. I'm Tony Perkins. Obito. Hola, Obito. If you know that song. Design director for DC Worlds Collide, here on behalf of WB San Francisco game team. One theme we hear from players is the desire to know more about what's coming up, both in season and in seasons to come. I want to talk like this once per quarter. So today I thought we'd talk a bit and peel the curtain back on upcoming development. Okay, all right. So if this is just like an overview of like what is to come, that's cool. We like it. What's on the radar? Fantastic. Still need a calendar about like actual events that are coming every month. As you saw in the previous video, I might release these videos back to back. No, I can't sing his songs. I cannot sing his songs. Anyway, mission briefing. What's on radar? A quick caveat. Game development can be unpredictable, so what we share here could change, but here's where things stand. And this is what I meant. I was saying it on the stream actually about how like these games take a lot of work and there's a lot of development in the background and there's plans months and months in advance. You notice how he said every quarter for these updates, like they've planned the next 2 quarters, just so you know, probably further, at least in terms of ideas of like that 3rd quarter and the 4th. Like they have a lot of stuff going on. That's why they can't say we want Joker and then he's in there 2 weeks later. It doesn't happen that way. It's not that fast. All right. Anyway, we worked 2 whole years in advance of new characters, reinforcements, artifacts, all of which are in various stages of development. We love working alongside our friends at DC and the Superman movie, and we look forward to more opportunities to bring favorite characters to our games. What that's saying to me is they know which movies are coming out next. I'm going to need y'all to let me know what's up. We're in the midst of closing out Justice Gang season and preparing for the next season, which will arrive on August 27th. More on this in the next section and more to come in the games. Okay, cool. So the next season is August 27th. That is like 11 days from recording of this video. We're also watching the meta closely. Our rebalance changes are coming in our next Brother Eye recalibration patch, which I do not like. Here we go. The next update doesn't have an exact date yet, but will be coming next season. I will say that you can expect, and this is where I'm worried. Changes to Mara, Bizarro, Vixen, the Creature Commandos, and others. 1. Mara, Bizarro, and Vixen are famously, I say famously as if I'm not the one saying it and 40 people watch me. Famously nothing, but complaints about Bizarro. I like Bizarro a lot. I think he could be a good tank. I just don't use him that much, but I think he could be really good. So, but point being is that I don't think they're going to give Bizarro a nerf. They're definitely not giving Vixen a nerf. Everybody complains about her. Mara, people don't know if she's good or not. Reading her kit, I'm not sure. So I'm assuming it's not going to be a nerf. The Creature Commandos, they gave a buff to the Creature Commandos before global release. Some of them. Dr. Phosphorus, and I want to say Weasel. Constantine works on that team, and they gave him a nerf, actually. I don't know about the Bride, but I have heard that the Bride isn't a great legendary, but it is what it is. The and others is what bothers me. There are characters in the game that I absolutely love using and playing and have invested in a lot. If you're talking about rebalancing in terms of improving other characters that aren't used as much, cool. If you're talking about nerfing characters that we've put resources into, and some of us have put money into, go to hell. Because you can't give us, you did it with Zatanna and Kid Flash. You can't give us all these characters and then have us put all of this investment into them over and over and over again and then nerf them and remove any of their value. Because now you're selling me a car. This is a fantastic car. This is an amazing car. I love my car. And then you come in and you take the engine and change it. So now the car that I like so much doesn't run as well as it used to. Does it still get me to the place? Probably, maybe, slower, worse gas efficiency. I have to use more gas in it. And. But I had a car I liked, and now you screwed it up. You did it with Zatanna. You did it with Kid Flash. I don't even like Constantine, and you did it with Constantine. You did it with Lex. You did it with so many characters before global release, and the whole thing I said was like, all right, fine, it's a rebalancing before global release. Cool. If you're gonna go through and nerf more characters, go to hell. Go to hell. So we'll see. I'm hoping that I'm being dramatic and that it's not like something where it's nerfing characters. Hopefully they're rebalancing in the sense of like, hey, let's make Batgirl into an epic now. Making her and Catwoman a rare was insane. Stuff like that. Maybe that. Someone in my chat did note that They want people to put as many resources into all the characters as possible. That's, of course, they do. That's how they make money off the game. You put your resources into a bunch of characters. You eventually end up spending money because there's so many characters you want to develop. Let's go. However, Creature Commandos, and this is something I was talking about before, and I'm going to try to be brief about this because I know I'm going on a lot. They're a sacrifice mechanic. I'm not a big fan of the sacrifice mechanic, period. But I've had enough people in my chat to be like, no, it's really good. It's really good. There's, good characters. You can make it work, and it's actually pretty devastating. However, this is me as a content creator with people in my chat telling me all these different things. If I'm just a regular player and I'm not creating content, I don't have a bunch of people in my ear. Maybe I watch a few videos, when I have time. Maybe I read something on Reddit. But I'm not investigating the way that a content creator would. I would probably have leaned away from doing any of the characters that have sacrifice in their mechanic in terms of investing in them. I just don't like the idea, and I think a lot of players are like that. Is it right or wrong? No. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. You choose your own path. You choose your own adventure, but I don't know why you keep readdressing the Creature Commandos, and I feel like the only reason that's happening is because people aren't playing with them. And the only thing I could think of with all the people who have said that they love the damage that they put out, like Weasel and Dr. Phosphorus, that it must be that people don't like that sacrifice thing. Then again, that's just me assuming based on how I feel. We plan for Brother Eye to be an ongoing place for us to make big swings to bring characters to life and shake up gameplay. Bring characters to life is cool. Shake up gameplay makes me think like you're going to be nerfing characters. That is not to say we aren't thinking ahead about brand new game modes. To answer an often talked about question, League versus League event or game mode is something we talk about often within our team. The need for an in-game feature where elder players can really sink their teeth into something we see a desire for. We are exploring what the game mode could look like for DC Dub C today, but it is not planned in the next quarter and not something we are ready to dive into any specifics about today, which is fair. We will be sure to update you when we have more concrete plans to share. So, and I mean this estimate, and this is not saying it in a bad way. Like I said, this stuff takes a lot of work and time. Don't expect a new game mode anytime soon. Not this quarter, and not the next quarter, and not the quarter after that. Because if they're going to do a whole new game mode, it's going to take a lot of work. If they want to have it done right, it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of time. And guys, you would much rather them take more time on it and release something right than for them to rush through it and make a buggy, frustrating experience. So, cool. Character files. What's next on the roster? Our roster for the rest of 2025 has become a lot more solid, but that doesn't mean I am ready to spill the beans on everything that is coming. Our season of Superman is still ongoing and will be coming to a close with the conclusion of the next Elite Arena. The next season will start immediately after that on August 27th. So it's a bit too early to tell you the characters coming up next, but I can tell you the mechanical theme, physical damage. So they're going from superpower to physical, much like how Superman's season was focused on superpower damage. Okay, read on Greifer. They were going to say it. This season will be this will be the other side of the coin. Other side of that coin. The characters of our next season are all about physical damage, working together to smash defenses and overwhelm teams with relentless attacks. They'll also bring a brand new status effect to fully tie together that theme. Thanks for okay. I would like to know. That's a good teaser. I'm in an annoyed place right now anyway, based on that whole Blue Beetle event BS and the idea that I'm already hyping up and making a dramatic thing of maybe they're gonna nerf some of my favorite characters to play with. That last one is an assumption that I should not be making and getting upset about. I just got onto somebody yesterday about assuming that because they had a little bad luck in a free-to-play event, don't go ahead and get upset in the crypto event. Don't go ahead and freak out that you won't get crypto now. You got 8 days. Freak out when there's 2 days left. I'm being a bit of a hypocrite right now where I'm freaking out over something without having any information. I wish they would give us more information, but I am freaking out about the whole and others, and I don't want it to be nerfs. So I need to approach, like I said, I'm going to try to keep good vibes, okay? So new status effect, that's cool. I want to know what that is. That could be something fun. Superpower damage versus physical damage, they're flipping the coin. The concern that I have is that, well, maybe not. I was going to say that maybe it does kind of negate the characters that you worked on this season for superpower damage. However, for example, OG Superman is mostly physical damage and susceptible to superpower damage. So he is going to give physical damage and be ramped up. However, the superpower damage will still affect him greatly. So maybe it's just more fun gameplay. Maybe I don't have to worry about my tunes like not being as useful or as powerful. It's just adding another side to the coin, right? We have 2 more seasons planned for 2025. Well, wait, what? 2 more seasons. So let's take this one from the 27th to the end of October. So let's say mid-October. And then, okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. So their seasons are like a month and a half long. Both are built around mechanical themes we think will get players excited and open up fresh, dynamic ways to play. We'll share more as we get closer, so keep an eye out. Frost and Flame. People have been asking about this. We're currently committed to releasing characters in thematic seasons, just like Justice League, in the various seasons we've prepared through the rest of the year. By the way. Should I even do this? We kind of know. I can do a quick flash of this, right? We kind of know what's up. We kind of know what's up, right? We know that, yeah, we can go ahead and do it. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to show you something so that you guys can enjoy just real quick. I do not have this from any developers whatsoever, okay? I do not have this from any developers, all right? This is not me having any news about a game, okay? All right, I'm going to flash it real quick. In case you didn't know. You probably already do know. Let me make it bigger just so you don't get confused by the Superman in the background. I'm going to just be real fast. They said the next season's coming, right? Who that? Okay. Anyway. Okay, so we're currently committed to releasing characters in the thematic seasons. I wonder what next season's going to be. And the various seasons we've prepared through the rest of the year. Killer Frost and Firestorm have been on the minds of many players, and we haven't forgotten about them. While these two were part of the game in prior releases, they have found a new home. I thought they said homie for a second, and I was going to bust out laughing. In some upcoming seasons we have in store. When they do come out, we hope they will unlock new avenues of team building and play. And we are excited to see what you all do with them. That means that Killer Frost and Firestorm are on freeze for the moment while they wait for new seasons. That's cool. That's fine. We already hear your burning questions, and we promise you won't have to wait for them too long. This is nice. This is like a nice communication. Like, we know you guys are talking about it. They're there. We get it. They were there previously. We have plans for them. They're coming back. So be easy. That's cool, okay? Everything else, I'm going to need a little bit more information. We want you to know. Transmission received. We want you to know. We read everything on Discord. I'm sure you do. We're actively looking at ways to start directly engaging with our community more and hope this message has a strong first start. In our next season, look forward to more opportunities to ask direct questions and chat about larger developments. I will be happy to come back out here and talk about what's next. From the Watchtower, we're signing off. See you next season, heroes. All right, so in summation, I'm okay. Okay, positive. Okay, so let's be positive. First, they're going to shake up gameplay. It's never a bad thing for me to buff characters. Just don't do it crazy. I'm hoping to God that when they buff Bizarro, Vixen, Mara, it's something good. Creature Commandos, you guys can keep fiddling with them all you want to. I don't see their popularity increasing, but sure, maybe. Whatever. Please don't let this be nerfs. I'm going to assume for the moment that they're not nerfs and they're just other, like, they're trying to rework some of the elites, some of the rares, maybe a couple other epics that aren't really, like, noted that are going to have smaller changes. Maybe that, right? But not anything that's going to take away from the value of those characters. That's what I'm hoping. So we'll do that. You have League versus League play. They're talking about it, discussing it, but I wouldn't expect a game mode for that for at least 6 months. Because if they're only talking about it now, they still got to develop it. Now, granted, I don't know what the structure of the coding in the game is. I don't know how easy it is for them to add and remove stuff in terms of like game modes themselves. So I think it's coming. I don't think it's. I'm saying 6 months, but I can't say that for sure. I don't know that for sure. I'm just saying like that stuff takes time to develop and have it in the right way. So I would also just echo patience. It's coming. The game just started. So they understand the need for end game. I get that. And plus the end game is a small pool at the moment because the game just came out. So physical damage, superpower. I do like the flip over here where they're going from superpower damage to physical damage. Hopefully that opens up some gameplay opportunities, some theory crafting where you can make your own teams even stronger. I don't know, maybe even a combination of superpower and power damage, physical damage. Maybe that's a route you can go. So that's cool. They have the next 2 seasons planned. We already know what the next season is going to be. Does anybody know of a DC movie or TV series that's coming out in November? Because I think then we can figure out what the next season after the context clues. And yeah, just be patient. Killer Frost and Firestorm will come to the game eventually, probably sometime next year. So that is the transmission. I'm trying to keep positive vibes. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe and dislike. I'm okay with that as well. I'm going to end on this because this is a pretty awesome picture. See you guys next time. Oh, chill, bro. Sorry, that's from the Jid album. All right, so I missed a lot. I agree. I hate Life Leech team. Yeah, I don't try to persuade you. Yeah, my sacrifice team is wild with Mr. Terrific, beats most teams, but I think it is, bro. Content creation or not, you don't have to play those tunes, man. I'm not gonna. I was even thinking about taking Constantine up to. Let me hide. I got a big old face of John Cena on my screen. Can I get that away now? Oh man. Yeah. Still got to do the Superman video. So let's do a little Elite Arena. I'm going to read through your comments and then we will do the Superman first look video. Getting a lot of videos out today. It's been a minute since I've done that. What about Pandora? She seems to have fans. Yeah, but everybody I hear about Pandora saying that she has fans is our in-game players. And at the point of in-game, yeah, you develop your sacrifice teams because we're at the end of the game. Might as well. You have everything else developed well enough. It's all about sacrifice. Sorry about the multiple posts. Oh, no worries. No big deal. Ooh, wait. From what I understand is they're going to buff them, not nerf them. Those ones, yes, Lefty. But when they said and others, that's the sly little like, what you mean? I did. And I'm worried because of what they did last time. That's why. I'm worried because of what they did last time. Last time they buff half of them and nerf half of them, the ones that they had announced. And I'm really worried about that. Just curious, does anyone know how long this game has actually been around? I think it's January. Soft launch was like January this year. I know that soft launch was the beginning of the official launch was July, but I've seen YouTube post back. Oh yeah, because this is the thing. They lost a lot of content creators and a lot of players because they actually had another release of this game. They've been working on this game. When he said 2 years, he was legit. But I think he meant 2 years in the sense of like since they've started working on this game, period. But from what I understand, they lost a lot of content creators because they've been teasing this game for forever. And they would come in, go out, and now it's up and live. But yeah, they've been working on it for a while. I don't know what made it happen. I thought that was Pacemaker Jones. Damn, I hate Peacemaker, man. God save me, the helmet guy. If they make him legendary, I'll quit. They're gonna make him legendary. So I don't know if you know. Were you on the stream yesterday? I guess not. I hate to do this to you, my guy. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you. There's Peacemaker. Next. I don't know the characters either that well. There's your other homie, who I'm assuming is in the Peacemaker TV series. He looks so weird. Anyway, and then there's the other homie. They got 3. Pacemaker's the most famous one. He's going to be the legendary. I'm very safe in saying that. I feel very confident in saying that. All right. Alrighty. Yeah, me and Mr. Terrific is fine, man. Chill, bro. No, I'm worried. I'm worried, and I shouldn't be. I just got done saying to another person, "Don't worry before you have any more information. Just panic later." I have a question for the new fusion. If I use eighth metals to rank up Bloodsport to rank 6, then I revert him back to 3 stars. Do I get the Bloodsport shards to use as fusion? That is a smart idea. I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue, but that's a really smart idea. I don't know. Lanterns, I don't think they give you 8th metal back, though. But I've never used 8th metal. Never is a strong time. I think I used 5 on Raven one time to get her rank 9. But I don't use those on epics. That might be a good workaround. I'm curious about that. Lanterns is the next show after Peacemaker. Oh, and we did see character designs for Kyle Rayner as a White Lantern. So that's probably the next season. The one after Peacemaker will be, Kyle Rayner, but we only saw him. I don't know any other lanterns that were out. Are you going back to the reinforcements comment, BTW? What do you mean? Global release is recent. The game itself was released other regions for years. There have been 2 releases. I think the first was 3 years ago. The company gave up based on SC Asia numbers. Yeah. But players thought it was a good game. There was another release I missed also. Green is Judo Master. Red Visor is Vigilante. That's a very right on the point name. I'm sure Eagle will be a reinforcement. Yeah. I said that yesterday. I'm sure the Eagle will be a reinforcement. I said that yesterday. Lefty. No. Okay. God, can I save me? I will try. I don't think you will. When I got back Elite Frags, it was randomly distributed between the various characters. What do you mean by that? That's the lantern they're going with. Ew. I like Kyle Rayner. Man, Kyle Rayner was the better of the Green Lanterns. And they'll probably end up then giving a buff to Jon Stewart. I didn't want to spam comments again. It was the text before where you started reading. Wait, what? Eagle is a reinforcement. There have been 2 releases. Are you going back to the reinforcement comment? By the way, do you understand the way you can best advance your teams by leveling your reinforcements now? You seem to have discovered the stat boost last video. Basically, I knew that there was a stat boost that came from doing that on reinforcements. My problem was that I didn't know that persisted even though they aren't in deployment. That was my issue. Is that I didn't know that when you did this stat boost on the reinforcements, that is something that even though I'm not using TT anymore, I still have the stats from that. Which is awesome, by the way. And see the total reinforcements and the levels here, so I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that now. Where are we at? No, I believe Jon Stewart is the best Green Lantern. I love Jon Stewart too, though. I love Jon Stewart, Kyle Rayner, and Jessica Cruz. They're my 3. Jon Stewart would have been the better storyline. Well, he's already in the game. That's the other problem. Kyle Rayner isn't in the Lantern show, at least from what they announced. It'll focus on younger Jon Stewart and older Hal Jordan. Apparently, Gardner will be in it too. I will say this, though. It's a White Lantern Kyle Rayner design. So, I mean, it doesn't rule out something for like the end of the season. Maybe he's not like in the season, but maybe it's spoiler alert. Nathan Fillion made a comment about being able to curse a lot in character, which he couldn't do in the Superman movie, though I haven't seen it. Yeah, he wasn't really like swearing that much. Nathan Fillion has no problem being on television, so if he's able to just like drop F-bombs, that's right up. That makes me like Nathan Fillion even more because he's like, the spirit of this character drops F-bombs. Noah Hall is the best green. He sucks. Hal sucks. I'm assuming by Hall you meant Hal. Hal sucks. I don't like Hal. I do not like Hal. He is an egotistical, womanizing jackass. I don't like Hal. We can agree to disagree on that one. I wonder if I should level this up more. Let's get away from that. True, but I don't think the universe is far enough along to introduce the white. Fair. Spike, you might be fair on that one. Although, in the TV, if it's a TV series, so for example, if you did a movie that was 2.5 hours long and then the next movie had White Lanterns in it, you wouldn't think that was crazy. So if you do a TV series of 10 episodes and they introduce White Lanterns in like episode 8, that wouldn't be crazy. That is why he's the best. Okay, we have different definitions of the best. Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and do only one becomes White Lantern. Wait, no. Well, yeah, Cal Lantern was the only one, right? Hal didn't. Yeah, no, Hal became Parallax and damn near destroyed the universe, but whatever. There she is. Are you up from your nap? All right, so let you didn't have to sell me on Hal even more. Oh, I'm afraid of the future. To quote a great American poet, Jay-Z. All right, so let us get into some fun stuff. Instead of me just complaining for 2 hours, that felt so bad. I hate doing that. I hate that. Because I hate that kind of content creator who's just going to pick something and then pick the thing to just be like, this is the worst because I hate that stuff. Hate that stuff. I literally, like, I hate this stuff so much that there's one specific one that I don't like, and I won't even say the game. I hate it so much that not only do I not subscribe to the person, I'm trying to find the settings in YouTube, and I think I finally figured it out, to where they don't even suggest his videos anymore because I don't even want to see his face. Like, I hate it so much. If you don't like it, then just don't play the game. It's not, it looks like you want something to complain about because you're not happy in your own life. Wow, that was harsh. That was harsh. Well, at least I didn't say Buddy's name, so y'all know who I'm talking about. Anyway, let me double check here to see if we have any more. No, we're only at 97 right now. I tried to get up higher. I tried. I got 83,000. I tried. Let's do something fun. All right, so I'm just waiting for the mega villain tank of all time, Doomsday. I'm not disagreeing. I would love to have Doomsday. Is he the mega villain tank of all time, or is that Darkseid? I'm just trying to debate with you, Pedro. Or is that Darkseid? Yeah, but this is an Earthbound murder mystery show. They keep comparing it to DC's version of True Detective, but with space cops. To be fair, the Emerald Knight animated movie, that's basically where they had like Hal Jordan introduced, where Sinestro was his like commanding officer or his senior officer, like he's the rookie and Sinestro is his senior, and they were going around investigating a murder or a series or whatever. That could be, if it is not Earthbound, even if it is Earthbound, maybe that could be good. But then that's striking me very much like a mix between Men in Black and True Detective. You know what I mean? Where they're going to investigate like an alien that murdered another alien on the planet, on Earth, and then try to go find that person. By the end of the episode, they're having to use their power rings, which could be actually, I would actually dig that. I would probably dig that show. I would dig. What's up, Daniel? I would dig that show. I would like that if they did it that way. That has me thinking about like watching. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Superman DCU. Let's get high. Let's get into spirits. Okay, you know what? Real quick, I do need to make something to drink. I'm going to be streaming longer today than I normally would because it's Saturday morning. Sup. And I don't have to be anywhere for the next 3 hours. So I'll probably stream for like another hour, then work on the Patreon, and then go get my daughter. Please tell me the fuse for Blue Beetle isn't worth it. My guy, we just rewind to the... Dan, I know you don't like to do this. Take this stream and rewind to the start of the stream. I did a video on it. I've complained about it significantly. I'm not doing that event. But if you want like the full like 30-minute diatribe I went on about how it was a middle finger to players, Just go back to the beginning of the stream. That was the first thing I talked about. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a drink real quick. My throat is like I don't know what it is today. And then I'll be back. We'll do soups. And then I'll work on the Patreon, I think, after that. Doomsday can revive and only gets stronger. DC Hulk, just unlike Hulk, who gets stronger. And well, theoretically, the more you kill Doom, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That theoretically, the way they made him, because I remember that, what was it, the Hunter series or something, where they discussed like taking a baby and throwing it into the harshest environment in the world, letting it be murdered, gathering its DNA, and doing that over and over again for 1,000 years, because the idea was that eventually the child would evolve, and it evolved into Doomsday. But the doctor who actually did that to him was Kryptonian, which is why he targeted Superman, which was BS and a huge plot hole / readjustment. They made Doomsday into the Superman killer when, from what I understood of Doomsday, when I read the comic at first, he was just this unstoppable force that landed on Earth that just wanted to destroy everything. He didn't specifically target Superman. In fact, many times he tossed Superman to the side and just kept destroying stuff. But then in that origin story for Doomsday, they said that the doctor or the scientist who was in charge of throwing that baby out into the harshest environment with all these creatures that would kill it immediately was Kryptonian, and then that's why he targeted Superman. He never targeted Superman. I'm such a nerd. I'm over here pulling out plot holes from C tier comic origin stories. What is wrong with me? And it even talks about how they were actually able to finally get rid of Doomsday. No spoilers. But like, dog, why is that in my brain? Anyway, let me make a drink. And by drink I mean tea. It's 8:00 in the morning. All right, so I will just put on. Elite Arena is so good for just like commercial breaks. I'll put on commercial breaks real quick. And then I will come back. Oh, I don't like this. Are we having online issues? No. Oh, and that's a team that I can beat, but will be tough. So I'll be back in just a second. Uh-oh. Where's my mouse? There you are. You're about to hear my most first world argument ever. Letting your freaking comic fly. Uh, no, it's one of those like sometimes I feel like, and maybe this is where Stevie and I do get along because Stevie is the homie, right? The comic book homie, where he has such a knowledge of like comic books and stuff that I'm like, am I posing like I'm a comic book fan? Am I like, because I do read but I mean, I don't know like he knows. I don't know like he, and then I'll do a deep cut on Superman B tier villain origin story about a plot hole in it, no less. And I'm like, damn, that's me though. I do that too. More devices, more views. Oh, appreciate you. Hey, more devices, more views. That's what's up. I'm watching it on my phone and have this stream. Oh, okay, Daniel. I appreciate you. Thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All that love. Let's see. Hey, on Nightwing, he gets a big block amount jump at level 15 emblem. Cool. I've been working on that emblem anyway. Do you want to come up here? I've been working on that emblem anyway. But then I got Mr. Terrific. He took over everything once I got him. His emblem, and then and now Superman DCU. But I've already got that emblem up to, I don't know what level. Let me double check before I do the Superman. Yo, my throat, for real. Let me check that emblem before I do the Superman video. Now for the most first world argument of the day. This is the most first world argument I can make for the day, or a complaint. So what had happened is that I got these cookies that I wanted to bake from the grocery store. I could just pop them into the oven. You know the types, right? I was thinking about even putting them in the air fryer just to experiment to see if that would work for real. Because then if I could just pop in cookies in the air fryer for $3, here comes another 40 pounds. But then this morning I wake up, I'm out of coffee. I need coffee with my cookies. I wanted to do I'm going to do my Patreon research, get things ready for that. I'm going to have these fresh baked cookies. I'm going to have this coffee. I got, real grown man ass time for like 2 hours to just eat these cookies, drink this coffee, do the Patreon work I need to do, and move forward. I'm out of coffee. Life is hard, man. I just saw you had it at level 10. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, right. Because I think it's level 10 because I literally started on right when I was doing, I think it was Mr. Terrific. I can't remember, Mr. Terrific or Sinestro even, maybe that far back. Was that a cute object just now? Yep, that was Olympia. She is officially napping on the lap. I think that's what I said before. Is that hold up? Oh. Hey, you want to say hi? You want to say hi? She's the reason why I was very upset with Superman in that movie. I'm not flipping a desk. I'm throwing people out windows until you tell me where my dog at. You will die. It's a good girl. Yes, she is. You want a treat? Is that it? You want a treat? No? You're not hungry? No. I think she needs to go pee-pee. Or you just trying to nap and I'm bugging you. Okay. Come on. Yeah, I love you too. Come on. Now she needs the attention. Oh, now she needs the attention. Are you hungry? Whoa. You hungry? Yeah? You want something to eat? Okay. Let me give her food real quick before she starts screaming. And I know that's bad. I should not be giving her food. And usually I don't do that. I make her wait. Is she whining? I make her wait. I usually don't do that. But streaming right now, and she is being ignored slightly. I did not have her. I took her out this morning at like 5 a.m. Like 5:30, so I could start streaming at 6. And I think that's why I asked about the bathroom too. But she's usually pretty good about that stuff. So we'll see. We will see. I'll take her for a longer walk this morning since I took her out so early. Figured out there's like a nice park right around the corner from where I live now. And that I can take her for a nice walk that has a lot of woods, a lot of stuff for her to sniff around and smell. So I'll do that when I'm done with this. And I don't understand how people can leave their dogs outside of grocery stores while they go grocery shopping. It's a thing in Switzerland. Like, I remember I was even going to the gym and it was like, what coffee you drink? It depends, but there's an Italian coffee that I like. I can't remember the name of it. I just know the package. And I buy the grounds and I put them in a bialetti. Are you done? Are you good? What is it? You want to go outside? You want to go out there? Or is it too cold? You too much of a fancy bitch? All right. Here we go. We're going to close that. Okay. You go take a nap and then I'll take you on the bed. Okay. So, cute dogs are stream hacks. 100%. 100%. Come on. Damn it. Come on up here. You and my daughter. I spoiled the hell out of y'all. Okay. Anyway. So, I'm going to take over there for a longer walk. I can't even remember what the train of thought was. I'm sorry, guys. Because she's a diva. And it's my fault. It's 100% my fault, just like with my daughter. Anyway. I'm a big old softie. Where were we? The emblem for Nightwing. I'm going to check that out. What coffee do I drink? Is it good? It is, to me, I can't do capsule coffees anymore. I can't do instant coffee. I can do it in like a pinch, but I need another first world thing. I'm so for it. Okay. I need the grounds. One, they're cheaper. If you buy like ground coffee and then make it yourself with a bialetti or a French press, it's cheaper to do it that way. Plus the coffee quality is better. There's not as many like preservatives and things inside of them. So then you don't have as many stomach issues. And the stomach issue that you do have is really good because you get stuff moving. I can't remember the brand actually. I buy it in. Well, here's the thing. I'm in Switzerland. It's in Migros, and it's from Italy. So I don't know if you would even be able to get it there. Dogs are fan. Oh yeah, no, 100%. One of my favorite videos is this guy. His house is on fire, and there's firefighters standing there like with hoses, and you see dude. He was slick because he knew the firefighters would try to stop him. He slid on because they're out in front of his garage. So his garage is like here. I'm trying to make sure I do it right. And then like the wall here, there's like a truck, and then he could slide here, and the firefighters are over here on this side. Old buddy slid through and just went phew, and ran into the burning building. And of course, the firefighters in the moment of they can't really do much about it. And then like 30 seconds later, you see him running out with his dog. Like it's a lab that he was like trying to go get and run out. I love that man. I love that man. Dogs are family. I'm going at Olympia. You can't go in. It's too dangerous. If you don't get out my face. If you do not get out my face, they're going to have to call an ambulance for you too. I'm going in there. I'm getting my dog. Superman, he was too nice. I said this before. I told my ex, like this was, I'm going into Lex's office. If Lex doesn't tell me, I'm putting my fist through his forehead. I'm going to look at everybody else in that room. I'm going to be like, one of y'all know where my dog is. Everybody starts losing body parts until one of you talks. The sooner you talk, the more of you that get to walk out of here. The longer y'all take, we're going to have to pull in some wheelchairs or something. Some of y'all ain't going to make it. And if you think I'm joking, I'm going to go ahead and throw you two out of this window. And then I start yanking off arms. Straight up. Straight up. I'm getting my dog. No. No, it's one of those things of like, and here's the other part too. This is why I like hate guys who do the dog fighting thing. Is like, how can you mistreat something that's loyal to you, regardless of if it's a human, a cat, a dog, a ferret? If it's loyal to you, and it rides for you, you ride for it. Period. I just can't. I don't get like those guys who have bears as pets and stuff, and they wrestle with them in the woods and stuff. That dog is that bear. It's their friend. It's part of their family, part of their extended family, if you want to call it that way. So yeah, you ride for that bear. You know what? It doesn't matter. If you're loyal to me and I got affection from you and I give you affection, when things hit the fan, I'm coming for you. Exactly. Exactly. I'm like, if God willing, if something goes down, I'm coming for you. And that is one of the, T.I. said it in a song, which I think he's problematic now. I'm not sure. He basically, in one of the rhymes, I can't remember, all he said at the end was like, I love hard. That's something you should know about me. Basically, like, I make a ton of mistakes and I'll mess up a lot of stuff, but I do love hard. So love hard means you you should see the dude, man. When people try to get sideways about my dog who's like 5 kilos, 10 pounds, 7 pound, whatever. Okay. I'm not gonna fight you if you say something to me. You can catch these hands over my dog. You can catch these hands for real. All right. Let me stop. Love my dog. I love my puppy. I love my dog. I love my puppy. Anyway, so here we go. Anyway, no. See, I give you all the love, and that's how they know you control me. Anyway, so here we go. We're gonna start recording. Oh, and also, and if you're not a dog person, that's okay. That's cool. If you don't like dogs or whatever. I don't like the people who hurt dogs or hurt animals. That's different. If you just don't rock with dogs, you don't want them in your house, you think they're whatever. That's cool. I get it. If you're not an animal person, I get it. But even people who aren't animal people are usually like, I just don't want the animals around me. Not that they want to be cruel towards the animal. Even they're like, okay, don't be cruel towards animals. I just don't want them in my spot. That's cool too. You hurt animals. No, okay. Anyway. Here we go. We're going to start recording. Coming in 3, 2. I was going to scream this, but I can't because I currently have a very, very cute dog sitting in my lap. However, shout out to the homie Stevie. Because of him, this poor man in Switzerland was able to get Superman DCU because we don't have HBO Max over here. We don't. So the homie Stevie, he allowed me to use his login because he's not playing this game. He's on a different one right now. So I say this from the bottom of my heart. Stevie, you the homie. You've been a homie. Grew up together. We don't talk as much as we used to. But like Stewie too. Every time we hang out, it's like we never missed a day. I appreciate you, homie. Superman DCU. Keeping friendships alive. Let's get to the video. Oh, man. Do I have 3 of these already, too? I think I do. All right, so. Coming in. Ooh. Let's change this real quick, though. Let me change my camera angles. Transition. All right, so coming in 3, 2. Hi guys, I'm Gravy here, and this is a DC Roast Collide video. In this video, it's kind of actually apropos that I have my dog with me today while I'm doing the Superman DCU event. Yes, I'm co-parenting a dog. Don't judge me. And I'm also actually curious as to one of the few survivors of the planet Krypton. Clark Kent was sent to Earth and taken in by a human family as Superman. He uses his superhuman abilities to defend his adoptive home. I'm curious. There's more than one Superman in this game. Did y'all copy paste? Faster than speeding, but no, they did a whole different thing. Is the bio completely different too? That props. I thought for sure it was gonna be a copy paste job. A native of they really golf clap. You could have copy and pasted and it would have been the same thing. Oh, and here goes my Olympia, the disobedient one. She wants to be in. You like Superman too? Okay, that's cool. He does have a dog. Or anyway. Well, technically, I shouldn't say that. Spoiler alert, I'm not saying that. Anyway, so getting back to Supes. He has burn, single target burst, dampen, and superpower damage. Now, if you've seen my channel before, or at least you saw this part of it, you know that I was critical of Superman when he first came out because I felt that his kit was more suited towards like being an epic. Like his stats and everything were more towards an epic than it was a legendary. I didn't think he deserved a legendary tag. Now, they have given him a buff, which has made him into more of a monster, way more of a monster, especially if you're running him with Mr. Terrific. I think Olympic. You all right down there? You good? You want to see? You just look in the camera. All right. Anyway, which makes him more of a monster, a beast, if you will. So I am happy that I was able to get him. If you do not have Superman DCU by the time you watch this, I'm going to try to release this soon. By the time you watch this, if you do not have him, basically, if you have an HBO Max account, it's US only. So for those of you outside of the US, talk to the friend you haven't talked to in forever and ask them if they have HBO Max. Use their login, link it to the account. You have to go to dcrosecollide.com, sign in. If you don't have an account, you can go ahead and create an account. It's free. And then they're going to have this thing where you can connect different platforms. You can connect your PlayStation, your Twitch accounts. I've done those accounts. And you can connect HBO Max. HBO Max will give you Superman DCU and a frame for Peacemaker. I wonder why they're giving us a Peacemaker frame. Anyway, so if you want to get Superman DCU, a legendary character, you can do it through that route. Now, we're going to go through his kit, but not before I go through secret records, because I think I have 3 of these, yes. Pro tip on the secret files, always start with the rare. If you're new to the game, start with the rares first. Get the ones that have only 1. There's no additional benefit to doing the ones that have 3. Either way, you're always going to get 50 diamonds. So go to the ones that have the least amount first and work your way up to the ones that have 2 and then 3. Anyway, so going back to his kit. You all right down there? Okay. So I have him ranked 7, so this is the first look at him, really, honestly. In terms of like this video, I'm going to do another video that's going to be a guide. I am still learning him and trying to figure out the best places for him. And he does have his benefits. However, the problem I have with him right now is that at rank 7, given where I am in the main story, he can only contribute so much. He can't do a lot. So take like any evaluations I have to do like a little bit of a grain of salt and be like, hey, okay, in this scenario, he's not as strong as he would be if he was at rank 8. And I think that rank 8 is a good level for him. Most tombs, actually. So anyway, I do have him in 2 crit sets and 1 attack set because he does do multiple attacks on his ultimate. So he does do multiple attacks on his ultimate. Don't you contradict me. You haven't read his kit. You can't read. He does multiple attacks on his ultimate. He does 8 strikes now instead of 6, which then allows for 2 to detonate, but we'll get to that when I start reading the skills. Anyway, so that is why I have crit, more opportunity for him to have a critical hit. It's at 31%. We like that. All right, so moving down to his affinities. So very clearly it's going to be Guy Gardner. I don't know why Mr. Terrific isn't one. I feel like that should be a Mr. Terrific. And then you have Lex. He is obviously going to go very, very well with Mr. Terrific, given the fact that he lays down dampen and that he has a superpower damage. So he's going to gain benefit from the team synergy from Mr. Terrific. We'll go into that in the kit. So you have HP 9% is increased when you have Guy Gardner. I have no idea what this attack is going to be because this character apparently doesn't exist in the game yet. And then defense is plus 12% when you have Lex unlocked. Now, as far as skills, we'll start with the basic. Leaps into the air before slamming back down to the ground, dealing physical damage equal to 100% of his attack to an enemy row. Previously, that was just to a single target, but this is to a whole enemy row. I like that a lot. Oh, we have a Gazoon type. Maybe she is sneezing. You sneezing? Are you allergic to my deodorant? I'm sorry, I keep talking to my dog. Let me stop. Y'all can't even see her, and I'm over here talking to her. My bad. Anyway, so then level 2, any tank hit by up, and away receives additional physical damage equal to 200% of Superman's attack, which is a yikes moment. I absolutely love that. And I wonder if this 300% happens at rank 8. It increases to 300% at rank 8. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I love seeing that. Next. Speeding Bullet blasts all enemies with a sonic boom, inflicting 1 stack of dampen. If an enemy already has 1 stack of dampen, 1 stack of slow is also added for 2 turns. Afterwards, Superman, and this is the new part, afterwards Superman immediately performs up, and away, which is going to attack that enemy row. Speeding Bullet now inflicts 2 stacks of both dampen and, when applicable, slow. So if they already have 1 stamp, that's okay. Kind of not liking that, but it's kind of okay. If there's already 1 stack of dampen, then it's going to add when applicable. Okay, wait, hold on. Now inflicts 2 stacks of both dampen and when applicable. So is it going to give me 2 dampen and 2 slow? We need to keep an eye out for that because it's kind of worded weirdly. I feel like it's saying if there is dampen like in the previous condition, then it's going to give you 2 stacks of slow. But it could also read that they give me 2 stacks of dampen and 2 stacks of slow. I don't think that's the case, but just to be on the safe side. Dampen, in case you're wondering, reduces superpower damage resistance by 10% per stack for max. So not the strongest in the world, but pretty good. Next, we have the passive. At the start of his turn, Superman takes in energy from the sun, healing for 20% of the damage he took since his last turn. At the start of Superman's turn, one stack of a random debuff is removed for every time he took damage since his last turn. So if he takes 5 hit, that removes 5 debuffs, is what that reads like to me. Superman now heals for 40% of the damage he took since his last turn. This happens at rank 8 as well. So rank 8, we're removing debuffs per hit, and we're gaining 300% extra attack. I need to get him to rank 8 immediately. Prontito. Next. The support of the people's defender of the people. The support of the people, Superman's sworn to protect, becomes his strength. During this battle, that sounds very much like a spirit bomb from Goku, but whatever. During battle, his attack increases by 10% and gains 30% physical damage reduction, albeit at the cost of taking an additional 15% superpower damage. So he's still susceptible to superpower damage even though he's giving it out. And I know that's how the other Superman works too, but it's kind of not strange, but a little bit strange that he's running with a character that gives like a boost to his superpower damage as well, but then he's still susceptible. But I guess it works. I mean, it's just like a kind of an odd thing, but nothing really too much to fret over. Once per battle, Superman will survive a fatal attack with 1 HP, upon which he will gain invulnerable for 1 turn, which we love invulnerable. When invulnerable expires, Superman heals himself for 10% of his max HP. This is the exact same that's in the OG Superman. All right, so, and then on the ultimate, which is a monster now. While spinning around mid-air, by the way, you're going to see a lot of green numbers of that happening when you're running him with like a Zatanna or whatever. It's all going to be like on the left side. Just know that it's for him and not for the main boss. Because I got confused. I was like, why is it when I'm hitting Kid Flash 8 times, Flash is healing? That's not what was happening. It was him and they just left the numbers in one spot. Blast an enemy with solar energy 8 times, dealing superpower damage equal to 50% of his attack with each hit. Each hit is also inflicts 1 stack of burn. So that way, when you're putting down that burn, you're going to get the burns to detonate twice because you're doing it 8 times. Superman now does an additional hit for every stack of burn the target had on them before the heat vision hurricane began. This is huge. I didn't realize this. Oh, wow. So now he does an additional hit for every... So, okay. So if I have like 3 burns on him already, he's going to do just 3 more attacks? That's cool. I like that. For every detonation that occurs during Heat Vision Hurricane, Superman heals for 5% of his max HP. For every detonation. So, like, that's going to happen. It's going to be about 10%. It's not going to be, for every burn that he puts down, just for every detonation. Okay, so that is his kit, which I do like. Now, I'm going to take him into... You falling asleep down there? Yeah, she is. Maybe you guys should have a look. Yeah. Uh-oh. I got her uncomfortable now. For those of you who've already watched, you've seen it. This is my puppy. This is why I got mad at Superman during that movie. If you took my puppy, if you take my puppy, I'm ripping off arms. I'm a god. You're gonna tell me where my dog is. You're not? Okay, you go out that window. You're gonna tell me where my dog is, or you get to join him. He hadn't hit the ground yet. You'll hear it in a second. Anyway. Anyway, so I'm gonna go into 3430. I'm gonna try to give this a shot. Now, what I did was back at 3412 was when I got Superman DCU. Funny enough, he was not able to deal with the first team, which was to be expected, right? Still developing him. He's only rank 7. However, I was able to shift him over to my second team here, running him with Mr. Terrific. So we're gonna try this very fast. Let's get everything off on here. And just to show you how they work together, I know now that when I do this, I will have basically screwed up my chance of clearing the first one, and I'll just reset it. But I did want to show you this. So we have Mr. Terrific going in. We have Superman DCU. I'm probably going to adjust a little bit more depending on how things go. I think I would rather... Damien's going to attack the back row. So let's put somebody thick in the back row. I would... Okay, I'm going to run Guy Gardner because that is part of the entire, like, Justice Gang thing. However, I have found that he is not terribly... I would rather just use Mr. Terrific and Superman DCU. This could partially be the fact that... let me go ahead and rotate this. This could partially be the fact that check. Where are you at? So, and coming back in 3, 2. Sorry, I had to switch up. Anyway, so this could partially be due to the fact that he's rank 8. That I'm not doing well, or at least well versus my Mr. Terrific, who's rank 10, and Superman, who's a legendary. I'm going to put in Starfire because she does put down burns every time she does damage. If he's going to pop off more because of burns that exist, then let's have her put more burns out. And then lastly, I want somebody thick over here that's mighty that can take damage from... is Wonder Woman going to steal the show? She might steal the show, but let's put her in anyway. I think Wonder Woman's going to steal the show a little bit too much. So you know what? Let's put in Superboy instead. He also puts down burns on his ultimate attack. We still want the team synergy from Mr. Terrific. We'll switch up because she's going to be slightly thicker. She's rank 9. He's rank 7, I want to say. We'll let Soups go first because it is his video. We're going to let Superboy go next. He does the same thing on his attack, except he does 6 attacks to random enemies, and then he lays down... He has a 50% chance of laying down burn. Then we will have Starfire put down her burns from her ultimate attack. I'm even tempted to switch this just so we get some of his burns out there before Superman goes. In fact, I will run it that way. I'm going to change up the reinforcements just because. Deploy. Why not? And let's see this go to work. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I don't have anybody on team 1. I just need to put somebody up there. Who cares? You. All right, so now. Okay. Given my play with him so far, I think he is he's much improved. Way, way, way more improved. Definitely worth a legendary worth going and going. Definitely a legendary worth developing, wanting, going and getting. I'm not gonna give him a rank in terms of the other legendaries just yet because, like I said, partially he's rank 7. I don't think I can give him a fair evaluation just yet. And secondly, because I just need more experience with him. I need to play with him more. I need to figure him out more. He did a lot of damage here on Mr. Shield Man. And for those of you who, if you know, you know, they're not exactly the easiest guys to get through in the beginning. Or not in the beginning, but in PvE content. This guy in the back ends up with the highest attack, so you can't really target anybody, and then these guys end up being super thick. And actually, this is going so well, I'm tempted to try this same team in the first level. I don't think it's going to work. But overall, that is Superman DCU and my dog Olympia. She's over here sleeping. I need to take her out. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe and a dislike. I'm okay with that as well. So you saw all of the heals that were happening over there on the left side. God, Mr. Terrific, so good. Anyway. I'm tempted now to see how this goes with, and actually I'm gonna take it 2 more places. I'm gonna try to take it in the front row, but I do know that it won't win. I can go ahead and tell you that now. And then I'm gonna try to do Flash and System Recovery. As a matter of fact, let's just go to Flash System Recovery since I already know what the end of this story is gonna be. So we're gonna win. They're putting up Invulnerable and everything else, but we pretty much got this in the bag. And they're really hammering Damien. I would love that to have finished off sideboard, but that's okay. Okay. And they're gone. Now I already know we're gonna get demolished by that team in the front because they're worth 3 million. So we're gonna go up real quick. I keep getting this operation error handling. Yeah, that's fine. So next, system recovery. I have been trying to get past. Nope, not that one. Flash. Pro tip: if you want a way to get past Flash and you're having trouble, Nightwing and 2 block sets running with Ocean Master, because he wants to do his ultimate and his advanced attacks, and those are multi-target, multi-hit, and that pops off on Nightwing and Superman, and Ocean Master goes crazy. Anyway, so let's go ahead and try this Mr. Terrific combo here. I do not think that it'll work, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna put you over here. Yep. And then, why'd you walk out so slow? We'll put out Sue, Mr. Terrific. We're gonna put out Wonder Woman. We kind of need the heals, maybe not though. And then let's put out Starfire to put more burns out. Okay. I guess we'll leave the tank in. Maybe even TT. Just because I don't think we need the back row heals. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Ultimate Order. Let's put you up here. I feel like the Wonder Woman might need to go. I'll put the heals at the back. All right, so let's see what happens. It's a lot of damage over there on Flash. Worried about Starfire already. Thanks for the stun though. So good thing I did put Kid Flash in. I would love that stun to land on Kid Flash as well, but it's okay. Alright. Let's put some more burns down. My goal here, I know they're gonna win. My goal here has been to do this in 5 turns so I can clear this. And Kid Flash is so obnoxious on this level. He is so damn obnoxious. I'm hoping the burns and the damage from Superman DCU can outpace his heals on Flash at least. But then trying to take out Kid Flash has been a problem for me too. We'll see. We'll see. We're all still alive. If I can get one more ultimate from Superman DCU on the Flash, I think we would be okay, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. I'm really not sure that's going to happen. Oh, here goes Wonder Woman. Stun Kid Flash, please. Nope. Okay, that's almost the same thing, as in not the same thing at all. Oh, we're not going to make it. I feel like we're right there, though. See, 6 turns. I feel like we're right there. I feel like we're right there. In any case, I'm going to keep doing this. I honestly feel like if I had him rank 8, this would have been done at 5 turns. But we'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Okay. What's up? Can you go pee-pee? Yeah, I figured. Okay. All right, let me check out the Nightwing emblem real quick, and then I need to take her out to go pee-pee. Yeah. All right, let me go check out Nightwing real quick. Oh, wow, why is Kid Flash so thick in the end of this? Stop it. Okay. At level 15, albeit I don't think I can take him level 15 right now. It would be awesome though. Where's my Nightwing? There he is. Enhance. Yeah, I only have one more level there anyway. Wait, what? You said level 15. Maybe you meant like when you do this full thing. Gains 1 buff randomly from the level 15 on the emblem. More block amount. Oh, yo. This is a big jump. From 8.8 to 19% block amount. That's huge. That's a huge amount of block amount. That's poetic. That is massive amounts. Block amount, for those of you who don't know, is how much they block when you block. Pretty basic. Pretty basic explanation. I'm pretty sure you guys figured that out already. Damn, that is a massive jump. But then whose emblem? Who am I on right now? It's not Sinestro. Is it Deathstroke? Oh, there's all the dog hair. All right, so hold up. Whose emblem was I working on? Because I just took Terrifics up to tier 3. Oh, it was Soup's. Soup's emblem was the one I was working on. That's why I was waiting. Damn, knowing what I know now. Well, no, it's not that. It's not a damn situation. It's fine. I can get him up to level 15 relatively quickly. It won't be that bad of a deal. That'll help him be tankier. That will also then, in turn, help me with my survivability. Maybe help me get through some other things. So that's awesome. That is awesome. Thanks for that, Daniel. That is an awesome realization. So I need to work on his The emblems are such a big deal that I need to touch base on them a little bit more when I go through the character guides, because they perform completely different based on the emblem. So if Superman has less than 20% of max HP at the start of his turn, last time renewal heals for double the amount. Like, it's like this stuff, I do need to start doing a better job of going over those in the character guide. Maybe not the first looks, but it's really big time. All right, so guys, I got to take the little one out for a walk. It has been fun, me complaining most of the stream about, anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah. Wait, the Peacemaker frame is still up. I don't know if I like this Peacemaker frame, honestly. Oh no, we're not going to change that. I think I'm going to go back to Mr. Terrific. Yeah, we're going to do Mr. Terrific. Anyway, so, ending the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you. Jordan, you're already back from your dinner. You guys eat like true Americans. Oh my God. So, pro tip, if you ever come to Europe, we don't do the whole get in, eat, get out, because that's popularized in the US, because for the wait staff, they need to turn over those tables so they can get their tips, because they only get 50% of what the minimum wage is. That's not a thing in the U.S. Tipping is not a thing, or not in the U.S. That's not a thing in Switzerland. Tipping, when you tip a person here, and I still don't do it. I still do my like 15 to 25% depending on the service, which always gets people looking at me funny, because tips in Switzerland are like $2-3. They give you like change left over that they have. They don't give you like a 10%. 20% thing. That's not a thing here. And anytime I try to do that, like with other people around, you don't need to. I've been in for 18 years. I know I don't need to. But see, you ate, chilled, and laughed in 2 hours? Dog. But when I tell you, like, we like in Italy, we go to a spot, and this is the thing too, my ex-wife, she would have this problem in the US when she would sit down, and the way people do it is we just sit and talk 2, 3, 4 hours. We're not moving. We're here. We'll order like another dessert, maybe. We'll order like another glass of wine, maybe. Or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just drink water, but we're just going to sit at this table and chit chat, and nobody has a problem with it. That's just what you do. In the US, if you're sitting at somebody's table for 3 hours and not ordering anything and not getting anything and not increasing their percentage for their tips, they're trying to get you out the door, because they got to turn this table over to make their money, to be fair. That only happens in the US. Over here, people have full salaries when they're waiters, which means that the waiters aren't exactly friendly either. But but they have full salaries here. So if you sit there and just don't do anything, they're happy, because then they got less work to do anyway. They don't have to turn over that table. They don't have to clean anything. You're just sitting there talking. Whatever, dog. You want what? Some water? Cool, you can have some water. So whenever I tip, like, then the wait staff tends to remember me. The restaurant tends to remember me, because I knew friends who were waiters. I've had friends who were waiters. I know how hard that job is. It's still hard over here. And so it's like, if you provide me good service, I feel like you deserve a tip, regardless, American style. But anyway, that's what the folks at Sudu love me. It's sometimes counted as disrespect too. I sent you IMD page for Lantern. Okay, cool. Appreciate you, Spike. There's a good photo of Hal and John, but nothing too exciting. Only in street clothes and no constructs or anything. Yeah. I mean, if they make it more of a detective thing and it's like the lantern part of it, which is going to sound bad for a lantern show, but the lantern part of it is more like when they pull their guns and it's telling the suspect to freeze. You know what I mean? If it's more like that, I could see that being actually pretty successful. We're reaching out to more people than like glowing green in a suit, even if it's done good from a comic book person's perspective, you know, like to get more audiences into it. It's gonna be easier than having a giant green hammer. You know what I'm saying? So over here, they want you to tip for them to do the basic job they get paid for. I'm not talking about a restaurant. Yeah, that's what I do for the. Yeah, boy. Here's the thing too. You also make a statement with that tip because I do like if it's really really good service, I'm tipping like 25%, and if it's not good service, I don't tip. But then here in Switzerland, that doesn't mean anything. Because most people don't tip. Giving 1 or 2 francs, oh, thank you. And then they take that and they go. Giving like, I had one woman look at me sideways because because she did a really good job because the menu, I had a friend with me and the menu was in Italian and German and he doesn't speak either. He was visiting from the US. And she was very, very helpful, very, very nice. And so I gave her like a 25% tip and she looked at me sideways and I was like, okay, cool, thank you, bye. And I think she thought I was trying to like get with her. It was like, no, you just did a good job. Here's your tip. And I walked out and she even seemed to be like confused. Like, so why would you give me this money if you're not trying to get my number? Okay. And she just got stuck. And then the next time I went to that restaurant, she looked at me, she recognized me. And I think she was just trying to see what the move was going to be. I went in, I ate my food, I dipped. I'm not trying to hook up, lady. I just think you did a good job. I'm not trying to get you. I need 200 blue shards for Mr. Terrific. How do I get a Manu? For the rare shards, have you gone to the base shop yet and bought these? Have you gone to the arena shop and bought these? Have you gone to the Elseworld shop and got these? I always tip. My whole rule is if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to eat out. And if your service is bad and I'm not tipping, I'll tell you I'm not tipping. I'm not going to like dip. I'm going to be like, your service was trash. I want to talk to your manager and I'm not leaving you a tip. I'll do that, but I always tip. I had too many friends who were in what's it called? Not hospitality, gastronomy. I had too many friends like that. If I am standing up, ordering, I am not tipping like crazy. Okay, no. If we're talking about, are we getting into tip culture? If we're talking about like, I ordered some takeout, like I ordered something from Uber Eats, but I pick it up instead of like Uber Eats delivering it. I'm not giving you nothing off that. I'm not, even though the kitchen staff does get to split tips with the waiters. I'm not, no. It is when I'm being served. And I'm sitting down and you're having to walk back and forth and manage stuff. Then I'm not tipping somebody at McDonald's because they handed me a bag of fries. I'm not doing that. And I'm sorry, but that's Applebee's too. If it's a curbside service or whatever, when you drive up and get like your food, I'm coming. Okay, I gotta go. Then I'm not tipping that either. I'm tipping when we're sitting down because I need to know how you're gonna treat me. You could have spit in my food and handed it to me, and then I give you a tip. No. Elite Arena League Shop let you choose your epic fragments, but yeah, that one is too expensive though. There are some that you get when you complete system recovery. I promise I'm coming. There are some that you get when you complete system recovery, like this, and you could do that. However, I just used like 40 of these already. So what? I got to clear system recovery for the next, I don't know how many, in order to stack up. And then when you go to the league shop to select, it's a problem. There's other places that you can get like Nightwing frags, like Ocean Master here. Here you can get Nightwing and stuff. But one, I've already used that stuff for other things. And two, because I wasn't able to plan, it's not going to happen. And guess what? I'm not going to be hurt about it. I just won't be getting Blue Beetle, and I'm good with that. Anyway, let me take her out. You guys have a lovely day. I appreciate you. I'm trying to release 2 of these videos today at least. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow or not. I have my daughter, but she typically likes to be, and they run my house. Like typically like 6 o'clock in the morning, she wants to wake up and just chill in bed for like an hour and a half before I cook breakfast. So maybe I'll stream tomorrow, maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, be on the lookout for the Patreon. I'll make an announcement about that soon. You guys have a lovely, lovely, lovely weekend, lovely day. Hope you got some good weather going on. And if it's bad weather, I hope you're on the couch, chilling, watching a movie, let the rain come down. Maybe have a mimosa in the morning, maybe a couple drinks, maybe get a little bit day drunk. Be in bed by 8 o'clock, get some good sleep. Anyway.